Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder, Season 5, Episode 22, Give and Take. We shall begin this off with our introductions, starting with Taldarius.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I'll be the storyteller for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder tonight.
Hi, I'm Alexi. I'm the alchemist and tinkerer and engineer for the party. I've had a good night.
I am Tochemay, and I play Gar, the Knoll Barbarian.
I am Razim, and I am playing as the Marten twins, Ren and Coin. They are a pair of sentient, feral martens. They are psionic enchanters. Off to you, Rose.
I am Tanya Sapien. I am playing Rosalia, Natu Cygnus, and Alexi. What can I say except you're welcome?
Hello, I'm Tiberian, and I will be playing Snow Shadow of the Vanishing Isles.
Hello everyone, I am Timbo. I am playing Timbo Dor Jägermeister von Glorious Balkenborg Wolfenstein. I'm a big Wolven Paladin, captain of the crew. And, yeah.
Alright, go ahead with the recap, Timber.
Alright, so, previous episode, everyone was kind of in town, and we made sure to... Rose and Snow were kind of off doing their own thing. I think they were talking to Orchid first before Timber ran off to go talk to the mayor, and he removed him from office and showed him all the wonderful things that can happen to his town when the Wolven show up. And then they kind of caught up and were like, "Oh no, Timber, stop scaring the freaking mayor." And I'm all like, "But he needs to see what happens." And then they were talking about, giving the mayor too much information about everything we freaking did by Snow, telling him, "Oh, we saved some gnolls," instead of killing them all. But, that's what happens when you have freedom. You tell people too much. And then apparently the mayor didn't have enough coins for us, so he had to flop all the way back to Orchid, who I guess really was in charge of the town. I'm not quite sure, because I was kind of looking through the window and I got tinnitus. Well, after Rose kind of missed him at point blank range, I kind of crawled in to see why they were fighting, but apparently they weren't fighting, and we made sure to get all money, and then we got Rose's paperwork for land that was hers, which is kind of weird because I thought all land belongs to the Kaiserin, but apparently Rose has land. So, we kind of came back to the boat, and the twins made sure to bring back their little new buddy, and his name was Zibzam? Ibzam.
Ibzan.
Okay. I was just making sure I was saying it correctly. And they made sure that he at least knew the trick to follow him. So he kind of knows two tricks: attack and follow me. So I'm pretty sure if he does tell somebody to follow him, he's just gonna keep dragging a dead corpse with him. But hey, that's something. After we got back, I guess Rose was wanting to keep some conscripts behind. And we gave Vesk a place to stay and bake bread. And I gave him some money, like all of it, because Temple can't count. Look how selfless I am. Anyways, he got my reward for, starting a bakery here. And apparently Rose wanted to go die again, so the twins had a good idea of messing with the collar again. I told him not to, but he still did, so I kind of took a defensive position, and Snow was behind me, Gore was behind the tree, and then she exploded, but it was okay because I am Imperial Standardish, and I can resist explosions. And just when I thought everything was fine, I got a hole in my chest. And I got real mad, so I made sure to halt the twins in a way that would halt them greatly. My most effective weapon, emotional damage. So they kind of ran away, and then Rose was kind of cubed, and I went downstairs to get Vask, and he kind of like made her less cubed, and then with no thanks to the twins, I was blowing into this factory, and it fixed her. Imperial victory. The end.
All right, well, off to you, Tal, then.
All right. So I will ask first off if anyone has anything they want to be doing right now.
Actually, yes. Once they have the money in hand, Rose is actually going to be heading straight to Town Hall. Specifically to the zoning office.
All right. You can tell that the town hall is very much so abuzz with things. Mostly just because, oh hey, wow, now suddenly there's a whole lot to do because, first of all, there's all of these refugees that now they need to, or I guess rescue prisoners, refugees, whatever you want to call them, that now they have to figure out this and that thing to do with them. There's the matter of, trying to figure out how exactly they're going to be obtaining payment, like, all of these sorts of things.
Find out how many of them were declared dead and need to be legally brought back from the dead.
Yeah, they have a lot of work to do.
Well, what Rose is interested in is the plot of land the Knoll camp was sitting on, and who legally owns it, if anyone.
When it comes to legal ownership, especially of places like that, no one really owns it, but if there is not in fact an actual true owner, then the entity that owns it is the town of Lagos. So basically, it's technically speaking right now considered publicly owned property. Not that anyone obviously is doing anything with that right now.
Well, Rose wants to purchase that plot of land.
All right. How much of it are you looking to purchase?
None shall see me.
No,
Though
half
my
kilometer
battle cry
squared,
may give me away.
with the camp at the middle. So 500 meters on each side.
Go for the eyes.
All
Go
right.
for the eyes. Rusk!
So, with this
Hey,
in
Rajin.
mind, what'd you say?
We've got 2 influences.
Ooh, okay.
That was fast. I didn't hear the audio from it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I forgot to set it to feed through. Oh, it's fixed.
How dare
There's
you!
1.
Oh, and if it does look like she's going to be able to purchase that plot of land, she's immediately going to ask for a runner to get a representative from the mining guild, if there is one, or just whatever would be the closest thing that would pass for it, and a representative from waste management.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Can I get an explanation of the second one when it comes to the operative word there?
What, for the waste management?
No.
Raijin
Influence.
message Tal.
Yeah,
Oh,
Explain.
okay.
influences, because I'm dealing with the influences right now. The first one's fine. Second one, I just want to know what it means by that word in the middle there.
Well, while you're waiting for Raijin, go ahead and continue then.
Yes. Alrighty, right. Well, I got that either way. All right, cool. In that case, sure on both. Although the second one will take a second. So, in that case, what were you asking for again, Rose?
Well, need a price check on that plot of land, and she was asking for a runner to go and get somebody from whatever passes for a mining guild, and somebody from waste disposal and management.
All right.
And she will be tipping the runner a silver piece to ensure prompt service.
All right. So you were doing about half a kilometer squared.
Not sure how many acres that comes out to.
$16.40 divided by 5, 328. This is almost going by the price of uncleared land. This is gonna be kind of expensive.
And she will negotiate the price down, considering 1, it definitely needs renovation, and 2, due to how much death has occurred there, both in the past and recently, the chance of gnolls spontaneously appearing on that land is very high.
Yeah. So yeah, no, this is gonna be expensive, but like taking into account discounts. You could probably get all of that land for about, and when I say about, I mean exactly 26,896 gold at standard rates.
That's fairly pricey. How much did we get from the bounty? I need to know just how hard I'm gonna have to negotiate with the twins here.
I have that written down on the thing. Of course, you could just buy
they
less
did
land.
one off.
They did it as runoff, and you're not in the collective right now. Also, you could just buy less land.
Okay, just buying the camp itself as far out as the walls go.
All right.
That's a substantial price there.
Yeah, it turns out that you're trying to buy multiple acres of land,
Yeah.
which
Well, for what I'm hoping to be able to do here, I would need a lot of land.
yeah. So here, let's just I'm just gonna assume, like, let's say you purchase the map itself.
Yeah, what was present on the map that we were using. That works.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. So that is going to be... for uncleared land, 4,900 gold.
Okay, that is much more of an appreciable price, and I feel like I can, once I explain my plan to the rest of the party, they'd be okay with that kind of investment.
Yeah. It turns out that half a kilometer squared is many, many acres.
Well, see, I might as well just say what it is that I'm planning on doing. Did we or did we not find a cave with signs of active mining and unrefined ore present?
Yes.
Exactly. That implies there are mineral deposits on that land. It's worth investigating. Even if they aren't, there's a lot of materials present on that location, and it would make a good camp for future use if we were to expand any infrastructure in the area. Even if it turns out the land is barren and it was just pure coincidence that those were down there, that's still a pre-fortified location that can be easily upgraded. That is why she needs someone from a mining guild. Because she's going to be asking them to do a round of prospecting on that land for any mineral deposits that might be present, and to assess the existing structures for which ones could be renovated and which ones should just be torn down for salvage.
Yep.
Just be sure to remind them that gnolls were present in the area, so there's going to be a lot of blood and bodies.
Oh, they don't need to be reminded of that.
By the way, just for your own curiosity, you were effectively trying to purchase 123 acres and change.
Yeah, that's a lot of land.
A
That was a lot
nobleman's
of
worth.
Which is why I had to inform you, hey, wait, this is kind of overly expensive. By the way, you are getting this for not quite. You're getting this for silver on the gold, effectively.
Well, I'm very aware. Rosa realizes that this is the time to buy this land.
Yeah. You're getting silver on the gold, effectively.
Because once news starts getting out about what exactly went down there, she's not going to be the only person who connected the dots, which means somebody else will put a very big option on that land very quickly.
But yeah, the current sitting price is 4,900. 4,900 gold.
Once she gets back in touch with the party, she is going to She is going to see if they're okay with that kind of an investment. While also making sure to let them know at the office that she is interested in that land, and to please let her know if anybody else comes around asking about buying it. Oh, and yeah, as for waste disposal, she's basically willing to commission the muck workers or whatever the associated job would be to round up any remains on that property and haul them down to the docks. Well, not to the docks directly, somewhere outside of town nearby the docks.
So basically, you want to hire a bunch of porters.
Porters, thank you. Yeah, hire them for battlefield cleanup. She can definitely
Alrighty.
make use of all of those remains. So all said and done, what would the investment come to? For the prospecting and assessment, for the waste clearing, and for the land purchase.
So, okay. For a porter, this would be about... how many of them are you willing to hire, I guess I should say?
How many do they have?
Okay, so a porter is considered an untrained labor hireling, which costs, about a silver per day. This is a multiple-hour journey to make it out there, which means multiple hours there, multiple hours back.
Alright, but just for the sake of simplicity, I'll just hire 10.
Alright. You can hire services that are more access to carts, but that is also more expensive, and I just don't know how.
Obviously, they need carts. They're hauling bodies.
Yeah.
You could also hire orphans.
True.
Gar just gave me a really good idea. Put a pin in that. We can just continue what we're doing right now.
So... Alright, let me go ahead and... So there was about 200 bodies. I'll just say like 200 because, like, some got, like, obliterated. So let's say, like, 200 bodies. Divide that by 10, so that means that there would be 20 bodies a person, assuming that they just had the cart. It'd probably take them, like, 3 trips. I'll say 4 trips, because that way they can carry 5 bodies a trip.
Weren't expecting me to make you do complex math right at the start of the session?
Well, no, it's just that, like, I didn't have this pre-calculated, so now I have to calculate this live.
Well, you see, if I let you pre-calculate it, then you might have come up with something that Orchid would scheme ahead of time.
Orchid didn't care about this. He only cared about the heads, mostly. He is already making bank off of this.
Yes, but he could be making more bank.
Well, yeah, but he's doing other influence plays, and also he's busy with other things right now.
I just need a final number that I can pitch to the party.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just calculating that for you, because I obviously didn't have this ready. So it would be about 8 gold for them, for the prospector service. I'm assuming that you just want to hire, like, premier prospecting services.
Yeah. At least one really good prospector and at least one really good engineer that can go out and assess the property.
Alright. In that case, your final total will come out to 5,085 gold.
Okay. So, 5 grand. I'll just round that off. Any on top, I'll just pay out of pocket. Alright, that's getting all that dealt with is probably going to take her a little while, so that's her busy for the next couple hours. Or whatever else whatever everyone else is doing. Blah, blah.
All right. Anyone else want to be working on something?
Well, I mean, right now, Temple's just mad. Though, I never did get what the Inquisitor replied to Timble. At least before his chains broke. When he did the sending scroll.
Oh, right. Okay. In that case, here, let me go ahead and go back.
Because other than that, Timble really doesn't have anything to do tonight. Other than sow chaos. Hello?
I know, I'm just,
Hello.
I was just going and
Yeah,
grabbing
just
back
everyone
what the
got
thing
quiet.
was. Because I didn't have this up, so I'm bringing it up. All right. The response that you got was blood of the Kaiser and servants has been spilled. There will be reinforcements sent to perform her will. Continue your task elsewhere once ready.
Happy conquest noises. Can you shoot that to like a text on DM somewhere?
Yeah, sure. It's
But
just a
yeah.
response through a sending thing, so it's really short
Yeah.
anyway.
Other than that, I guess Temple will just wait for Rose to return. At the boat.
Has Alexei hobbled his way back to the boat yet?
You will in the morning.
Oh yeah, it's still the same day, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys haven't slept.
Time is a seamless continuity.
So, any
Okay.
other...
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to ask if there was any other declared actions, be they on the boat or otherwise.
Not tonight.
Nothing I can think of with snow at the moment.
And I'm sure that Gar is busy training the hyena, and the twins are busy training the other hyena.
Oh no, the twins are currently hiding in the walls.
They're
They
in
tend
the
to do that.
walls! They're in the goddamn
god-
walls! Game over, man! Game over!
All right. Rose, would you like to try and handle your trying to obtain the funds tonight, or are you going to wait for the morning for that?
Might have to wait until the morning if the twins have gone incognito.
They
Well,
could
once
be anywhere.
if the twins are still in hiding, then when Rose gets back to the ship, she's going to be investigating the upgrades that Alexei made to the forge. Most specifically, the forced air unit. Her eyes are being drawn to the propeller that he incorporated, and contemplating the implications of this technology.
All right. You're basically just using it as a source of inspiration.
Well, one, making sure that his work is actually, skillful work, and two, once she realizes how he managed to accomplish moving large volumes of air, she's contemplating ways to move large volumes of water because she still needs to repair the ship's propulsion system. This is my excuse for Rose coming up with the idea to switch from oars to propellers.
What if we had a windmill, but in reverse?
Yeah, what if?
A mill wind. See, it's a mill wind. When you turn the mill, it makes wind.
Pretty sure I've got an uncle like that.
What, when you turn his crank, he makes wind?
No,
I had an
when
uncle when you pull his finger, he makes wind.
when you give him grain, he makes wind.
Yeah, that sounds like a reverse windmill.
I do not understand these weird references.
This isn't in character.
So yeah, the rest of Rose's free time before nightfall, or before bedding down, would be drafting up schematics and extrapolating on a few concepts.
Might want to turn talk off. Unless you want to
Is
find
that-
out how hot the forge can get.
Does he have a very obvious power switch?
You know what? No, he doesn't.
All right, would this be knowledge arcana, knowledge engineering, or use magic device to determine where the power button is?
Probably be knowledge engineering, right?
All right, let's go with that. 21 enough.
I'd say yes.
Okay, then yeah, she will make sure to turn off talk so that the forge doesn't go into nuclear meltdown or burn through all of their available coal.
All right. The twins are just hiding in the walls, right? They're not doing anything in particular.
Correct.
All right.
I think about this time Temple's gonna look for where Rose is at.
Well, rather, the
Would-
twins are following along and listening through the wall to everything, but, not actually engaging.
Identifying that she's in her workshop wouldn't be too hard because she's performing an array of experiments, which would be making enough noise that even Timber would be able to hear it.
Yeah, that's the place where he's gonna look first anyways. He sticks his head in.
You would see her with several feathers on an axle that she's rapidly spinning and measuring wind coming off of it.
Rosalia, what are you doing?
I'm exploring a novel concept in engineering. Might be able to get a little bit more oomph out of the ship's propulsion system when we rebuild it.
I don't have much time, but I wanted to help you with something.
And, what exactly would this thing be?
Let's say, hypothetically, there was one day you're fighting the Kaizorn or something, you know. Not like we would ever do that or anything, but, you might want to break woven chains before you get any allies anywhere near.
Mm-hmm. Funny thing that you're saying that, considering that your chains are currently broken. I pay attention to these things.
He just smiles.
I don't plan on going against her will.
I'm just saying, if you ever do change your mind.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing, Puppet Boy. We plan on fixing this whole thing that's going on with you right now. Whether that means removing the chains forever, whether that means getting rid of the corruption that's been slowly infecting your mind, who knows? All that you need to know is that I'm going to be working towards helping you get back to being one person instead of two.
It is inevitable. But it is fun to watch.
And that's why I feel perfectly fine saying these things to you, because of that level of hubris. Fun talking to you, not Timber.
You are very smart. Temple will march away.
Whole lot of evil in that boy, just waiting to come out. That was a little Nicky reference. And the only reason she's willing to talk to Timber that way is because there was nobody else listening. Theoretically.
Well, maybe the twins.
I was about to say, she doesn't know that the twins are eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Didn't the twins disconnect everybody?
Yeah, but they're still
Yes,
on the
but they're-
walls.
they're
They
on the
have
walls.
ears.
Yeah, Zim said that they're eavesdropping. Rose didn't know that, however, though, so she was speaking candidly.
Well, I did what I want to do tonight.
All right. As for the twins, as you are going through the walls, you will end up finding a bottle of what looks to be milk that was stashed away by someone in the walls.
Oh no, how ripe is it?
It is very fresh, actually.
Oh. I was worried you were arming them for later.
Orphans.
New item found, Jarate.
I'll go ahead and drink it once everybody's settled down.
All right. Upon drinking it, you feel like it is slightly invigorating. It has fortified you.
+1 calcium.
+1 calcium.
Making a note, if I ever reanimate them, the skeleton will have +1 to strength.
Maybe not
+1
+1 to
damage.
strength, but maybe +1 to
+1
fortitude.
Damage reduction.
Damage reduction.
You have
New item.
drank the milk.
New item. New item, fresh milk. All skeletons gain plus 5 HP.
It is in a rather nice glass bottle, so you do now have a glass bottle as well.
Da 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 da.
They will keep it.
I think that one was a da 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 da.
Yeah.
No, I think the only thing that maybe Snow might do is he might just be checking out the kitchen.
I
Just wonder if would Vesk still be packing up?
He does have quite the amount of materials to go through, so probably.
Oh, something I would like to clarify. Last session, Rose kept referring to Vesk as Veska. That was deliberate. That wasn't me screwing up.
Cool.
She's
I
been
totally mean to
deliberately.
do that. I didn't fuck up.
She's been deliberately randomly interchanging, calling him Veska and Veska, but around other people. Because she is seeding malinformation.
Not misinformation, malinformation.
Yes.
Malicious information.
Yep. Not to do anything to him, because any harm comes his way, she knows he can handle it. But because she wants to see if it turns any heads. She wants to see if any whispers bounce back to her.
I'll be right back.
No, I guess Snow would just be checking out the kitchen, poking around a little bit. Obviously not looking to eat the food. He's just curious to see what everything is in the kitchen.
Yep. Basically, there is various implements and utensils that are there to make food. There's a small little, effectively like a little oven thing that you're able to bake things in. But a lot of it does seem to be based towards more bakery style things, although considering that those are being packed up, most of those also probably belong to Vesk.
Oh, and the table.
So Snow
Yeah,
potentially might have to rebuild a good portion of the kitchen.
There is a complex engraving on the table, which is almost a one-to-one copy of the tattoo on Rose's arm, which you would have seen lights up anytime she's casting a spell. Almost forgot that exists.
Yep. I mean, it's not exactly a very, I'll say overly important detail, but it is a detail.
Well, it does mean that in a pinch, an artificer could use the table as a casting focus.
Yeah. Obviously, that is being left behind.
Yeah, he doesn't have any use for it. Plus,
Nope.
it's kind of big and heavy to haul it through the scuppers, or the, not the scuppers, what's the term for those vertical grates for loading cargo?
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, it would be a pain to move it through those, because it ain't fitting up the stairwell.
Shipbuilding, we just call it a cargo hatch.
Cargo hatch, there you go.
No, I don't think Snow's got anything else that he wants to do unless something pops up.
All right. In that case, I guess that will be a good end to the night then?
Thank you, everybody, for coming. That was Ascent to Ascend.
Yeah, and then just me making sure that everybody knows don't mess with the walls and around the rowing area. Don't go into the dungeon down below.
Oh, right. Since Sycamore is back. Yeah, assuming that he at some point in time would be, because he has access to his whatchamacallit, unseen servant abilities, he'd be able to get his teaching lessons back in order for, giving the tutoring to the orphans every day.
Yep, at least, partially. It's going to be a little bit less effective, but also still can do it, so,
I guess Timber will go to bed.
Once everybody's either preoccupied or in bed, the twins are going to leave the ship. Sneak off. They're going to go explore the island.
All right.
Just a musical montage of them getting into various shenanigans until dawn.
Having a sudden mental image of an owl swooping in, thinking it's got an easy dinner, and then
Jump cut,
cutting
the owl
to
now has jump
Just
cut, the owl now has a saddle on it.
Zapped.
Yeah. No, there you go. Jump cut, the two of them enjoying a roast bird.
See, I was thinking just cut to technical difficulties screen, and then cut back.
So do we make it till morning?
I'd say yes. Because, there's not really going to be like an event just going around the forest right now, so, the twins could just have a fun time going around and exploring things. Nothing too much to actually find there. I mean, occasionally they'd see, a very small patrol of the locals going around just making sure that things are kind of okay. They kind of travel in groups, but,
It's not like Sam Jackson or LR is going to be out and about.
Well, I mean,
I
maybe
forgot
so,
about
but
Sam.
he's just around.
Hail chaos.
Oh my god. Have to ask, when, where, and how does Snow run into Sam?
Well, he already did once.
Yeah, that's how Timber has the quivering palm effect on him right now for another few more days.
Right. How do I keep forgetting about Sam? Is he affecting my memory?
Yes.
He's just a cognito hazard, but in the kind where you only remember he exists when it's like, oh wait, shit, Sam exists.
Yes. He's a self-erasing cognito hazard.
No, that's just the Kazran trying to protect you from him.
All right. But I will say that, yes, we will reach the morning, where Alexei is sent off after his good time with a bottle of milk.
Ooh, drinking wine with the, because Snow gave him a bottle of wine too.
Oh no, this is like the morning after. Like, here, you can have this now. Orga does give a little bit of a chuckle as he passes it off to you, though. And you are basically effectively just kind of like, okay, go off on your adventure now, shoved out the door.
Yeah. Alexi's been an adventurer for long enough to know that that's just kind of how relationships have to work. He's going to meander back to the ship, making very happy noises, sipping on the milk.
Oh no.
You have obtained calcium.
No. Well, I mean, he has milk with him.
Yes.
The twins like milk. Unless Zim was going somewhere else with that.
Since when do they... I mean, they will drink and eat just about anything. But either way, they are
Okay,
far from the ship anyways. Out in
Okay,
the
well, you were seeing
wilderness.
something going on there that I didn't see then. But so, oh no?
Alright, Timbo's gonna wake up super orderly like he always does. Has no fucking idea what happened since he broke his chains. He's gonna get back in uniform.
You may do so. The armor slides on like it always has.
And
Yeah, he's
Rose,
definitely gonna march out to the deck. Kind of look like he's hungover.
see, I was gonna say Rose is gonna be sleeping in a bit because she stayed up so late working on those schematics, but since he's thumping along the decks, oh, hold on. Wrong button. I'm stupid. Give me a second.
Well, I mean, to be fair, every morning when Timbo does wake up, he does a little exercise, you know.
Would it be safe to say that? Would it be safe to say that Timber being Timber is enough to wake her up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is a mountain of plate armor going around and marching around, and Timber doesn't exactly stop himself from stomping, so...
Yeah, so she's just kind of meandering out of the brig, looks much like one of her zombies, complete with a bit of straw in her hair. Because she still has that hay bale in the brig specifically for taking cat naps at the desk.
Right now, Timbo has a cannon slung over his shoulders. And he's just marching back and forth carrying it.
Good morning. Forge still active?
Oh, no, I shut that down so it wouldn't melt down.
Oh, good. I was worried that it might have been doing that. I told Talk just to knock it off, but he didn't respond. I think he might be off.
Oh yeah, I turned him off.
Oh, neat. Good.
I wanted to talk to you actually about the mechanism that it uses. It's like a windmill, but it forces the air through. That's actually a very interesting concept.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't considered a windmill that works in reverse, but that has a lot of implications.
I mean, it's kind of a windmill that works in reverse. It generates the
Timbo's not feeling good today.
Should I roll a reflex save so I don't have a cannon fall on me?
I mean, you moved over to talk with Alexi, right?
Yeah.
In that case, Timber, as you are going around, you can feel your heart have, like, you know, one of its occasional pangs of pain right in the middle of when you are taking a step. And when that happens, well, you know, you sort of end up collapsing over with the cannon, kind of like going overboard slightly, and you could hear it thunk into the water.
I think Timber goes to the water too.
If you want Timber to go to the water too, then go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, that's not. We should probably. Is he okay?
He's fine.
I noisy this early this morning.
What?
Yeah,
No,
you
the
know,
sun's up. It's not early.
Some
Tim was
people use a
gonna
root.
try to drag the cannon back to shore.
Some people use a rooster to wake them up in the morning. We use timber.
All right, go ahead and give me another strength check for dragging the cannon back.
That was on 18. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna count that as being the high roll because I could see that it was on the higher number when it was cocked. So,
Just got wedged on the side of the board there.
yeah. Look, the rules are either you re-roll a cock dice or you just take whatever the number it's mostly on is, and I'm just going to do the most, whatever it mostly is on.
Yeah, it was 90% 18 there, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll say that you'll be able to grab the cannon out of the water. Very heavy. Takes a good little bit of doing on your part. And sort of stomp your way back to shore and back onto the ship with it.
Timbo gets back on shore, tilts a bit, dumps the water out of the cannon, comes back. Like
So-
holding his chest a bit.
He's
Ugh,
really lucky that's analyzed.
what happened last night? Ugh, I feel like trash.
After I
I
exploded.
remember
your-
something exploded and then wet and
Yes.
then gone.
After I exploded, your chains broke.
No,
Wait.
I know what happened. The explosion, the whatever thingy's around his neck. That did when you got turned into a cube. That didn't do the thing. It's when there was a beam of light that has a hole through the armor right there. As he points probably to the hole that's right through his armor.
The second hole.
Wait, there was a follow-up after I exploded?
Yes,
But
the
you
twins,
think
so?
the twins messed with it more.
Hmm.
You see, I
That's
did the smart thing and just jumped overboard.
You know, I'm glad
I
that
just
you were
remember
trying
a
to...
beam of gray and everything went black.
You know,
I
on
did-
one hand, I'm glad that the twins are trying to help me get rid of this damn annoying... that they care about me that much. But at the same time, don't tinker with it after I'm already dead.
Speaking
not
of where they went, where are they? I haven't seen them all day.
They're probably out adventuring, they do that.
Timber,
Without telling me?
you don't remember what happened when you got back up off the deck?
No.
Okay, so Timber's now having blackouts in addition to that. We should bump that up on the schedule.
We have a schedule?
You hit the deck, and then you got back up again. You don't remember getting back up?
I remember waking up in bed.
I mean, you were bleeding purple.
Jägermeister, we might need to discuss something in private later.
Has he seen a healer? Oh, well, I guess he probably has since. I mean, he's not dead, so.
Yeah, I've been
Okay.
noticing big gaps of what happened.
Yeah, okay, definitely need to have a talk later. Meanwhile, Alexei, I would like to
Yeah,
go
like
over
we
some
were fighting
schematics I
gnolls
drew
and
up.
then I wake up in a cave.
I can look over schematics.
And yeah, she actually has schematics drawn up to basically rebuild Philippides, but replace the oars entirely with crankshafts and putting a pair of propellers on the back of the boat. With one crankshaft going to one propeller, one to the other, so they can be spun in opposite directions to turn the ship in place. Do you think that you'd be able to build something like this?
Um,
Oh no! It's the curse!
So with that, you think theoretically it is probably possible somehow? The actual mechanics of it and being able to figure out how exactly, now that is an entirely different matter.
We could just say the fact that her schematics are 50% engineering and 50% necromancy is throwing them off.
Probably. But the answer is probably just with your current abilities, maybe not.
I might need to see the ship in dry dock to answer that.
Yeah,
Those
I don't
measurements
think this.
don't look
We don't have the
right.
option of a dry dock here.
Definitely not then, because I can't breathe underwater. Well, yeah, I can. I've got potions for that, but
It's not about breathing underwater. You can't put any holes in the hull while it's in the water.
yeah, that's another problem.
I mean, alternatively, concept of a windmill that works in reverse is valid. Then, what about a water mill that works in reverse?
If only the construction experts were here.
Damn, if only.
Watermill.
Wouldn't need to put any holes below the waterline that way. Just put it on the sides of the ship. They would need cowling, though. Otherwise, they'd be a magnet for enemy fire.
They're probably going to be one anyway. But the oars already would have been.
Talking about some sort of spinny thing under the boat?
Beside the boat.
Basically, we have the option of oars right now to keep the ship moving, but those have to stick a significant distance out of the sides of the ship, which limits their usefulness in narrow quarters, close quarters combat with other ships, in rivers, stuff like that. A more tucked-in system would give the ship a smaller profile, while also potentially being more efficient for power delivery. Because with oars, you're spending half your stroke out of the water.
Well, I mean, Imperial ships got those big spinny things underwater.
Like this kind, or like water wheels, like you would see in a river.
Yeah, she's going to be pointing to the propeller on the schematics. Like, do they look like this?
Tipper's gonna kind of draw what he thinks he saw under an Imperial ship once, and it's propellers, not a screw. Yeah, they spin it in the water, push the ship.
Convergent evolution. Looks like they hit on the same thing that I'm hitting on now, and that you did with developing tech. Having to, in character, discover the wheel right now.
Basically.
Of course, it's the best way to do it. The Kaiser put it on the ship. And only the best things go on her ships. She is really proud of her ships.
And that's why we're on the worst ship in the Imperial Navy.
Just role playing your character discovering concepts that have been known for centuries or millennia. No, Ugg, not understand. Rock without edge. Move easy.
I wonder. Propellers are. I mean, propellers are all fine, but. Just surface area. And Alexi starts trailing off, clearly not actually seeing anything on deck at the moment.
I mean, they're strong enough to push a very heavy ironclad cannoness. I'm sure they're good enough to push a boat.
Well, given what I know about Iron Maidens, the few little bits and pieces I've collected here and there, given what I understand about how Imperial ships move themselves, I think that I'm actually starting to actually I hesitate to say it, but actually get this ship up to Imperial standard.
Timber
Yeah,
walks to the edge of the boat and looks at the wooden hull.
Well, one of the big problems, I think, is that that whole deck that you had, it looks like it's about to rot out, and I don't know that I would trust any engine worth the name to not end up on the deck below it.
Well, that yeah, I'm gonna need to get some lumber. Speaking of, that just reminded me. So, I went down to the planning office, and I contracted a couple blah 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 words. Contracted prospector, an engineer, and some waste disposal porters. I could get our hands on the plot of land that Knoll encampment was sitting on for 5,000 gold. And it was fairly evident they were mining out precious metals underneath that place. That implies that there are more precious metals to be mined. We could potentially have a source of recurring revenue if we were to establish a mine on that land. And even if the land is actually barren, it already has palisades and a few structures in place, which means it would be a useful fort for fortifying Lagos in the future. In the meantime, some of those structures were built up to Knoll standards, which means they need to be torn down, sorry Gar, but the lumber is good. We could use some of that lumber for repairing the rotted timbers on this ship.
Probably, yeah. I wish I'd
But
gotten a better look at some of the ore.
it's still a 5,000 gold investment that any money that pans out from that would be down the road. It wouldn't be an immediate return. Which is why I wanted to run it past everyone. Yes, Jägermeister?
Wolven died on this island. My inquisitor said when I told him about stuff, he said, reinforcements are coming to do our will.
And that's all the more reason to start getting that land fortified. Because if they arrive at that location and they find a mine has been emplaced, that makes it a piece of infrastructure. It increases the value of Lagos, which increases the chance that it will be utilized rather than subjugated.
We have so many miners.
Exactly. If anyone's going to get every scrap of value out of that ground, it would be dwarves.
They're all really good at that. That's why the Kaiser went after him.
And it would look good for you, because when the Inquisitors arrive with those reinforcements and check the planning office to see what infrastructure is present, and they see that a mine was opened by the crew of the Kaiserin's Mercy, they would know that you were already in the process of establishing infrastructure that would assist the war effort.
But wouldn't that be just claimed by the Imperium themselves?
Yeah,
Most likely.
Wouldn't they just take the mine and we get left with nothing?
Well, not if you can negotiate it right. Obviously, they would take full ownership, but could potentially talk to the Inquisitors and arrange that some of those supplies get diverted to assist our continuing mission. The mere fact the mine exists is proof of the effectiveness of our unit.
Well, especially the fact that we took some towels too.
Exactly. But
Yep.
we would need to run those negotiations specifically with the Inquisition.
Timber,
Any of the regular officers wouldn't give a single damn.
Yeah. What?
Wait,
Snow,
run that back
what were
again?
you saying? Snow, what you're saying? I think I
How-
heard you say something.
how does the Kaiserin negotiate with landowners and mine owners?
She's brutal.
So gunpoint, and they when they find out who's the landowner, they blow their head off.
But fail.
So they can blow their head off quickly.
Okay,
No,
fine then. How about
If we
this?
can find a use for you.
How about this? I keep the money for the ownership of the land in escrow long enough for the prospector and engineer to go there and assess the value of the property to find out whether or not there are already deposits on it. Then, when we know that the reinforcements are imminent, I pull out the escrow, say that I decided I'm not going to buy the land, and we can give the prospecting assessments to the Inquisitors when they arrive.
Also,
We don't
Timber,
lose it.
That would
they
be
say-
We don't lose
wise.
any money.
did they say how long they were gonna be to come here?
Probably as soon as possible.
Imminent.
And we have to do renovations on the ship, which means they might get here before we leave.
It's always a good idea to leave before the sky turns black.
Like I said, could hold the money in escrow, make them think that I'm just trying to liquidate a few assets. That'd be long enough for the prospecting to get done and the property assessment. Then when the Imperium arrives, hand over all those reports to the Inquisitor. It makes us look really good, and I can pull the money out of escrow, and we haven't lost any money.
Except for what we pay the assessor.
Well, yeah, I'd still have to pay the assessment commission, but it's a lot less than the property costs, and again, it makes us look very good to the Inquisition, which increases the likelihood that they'll just give us a nod and let us carry on our merry way.
Well, I know there's a couple things we need to do. First, we need to find Ren and Coin, and we also need to make sure that that cave has been abandoned by the cult.
Yes.
Also, did you say you've captured towers?
Yes, I have been touched by the gods.
Yeah, Taldarius, how many towers have we gone through currently?
Like 3.
Yeah, we've been to 3 different towers. Actually, that's where I got this staff. She's just going to whip out the portal staff from her bag. This was in one of the towers that actually went down instead of up. That's also
Oh.
where we met Tunnel Jackson, the lich that I was talking about before.
Oh, that stick in your backpack.
Yeah. Want to know what it does?
It does stick things?
She's just going to put a hand on Snow's shoulder. And... Blurp! Why is Blurp not blurping? Hold on a second. Why? There it goes. Okay, now it reloaded. Yeah, right when I wanted to play a sound effect, Blurp decided to freeze, so I had to restart it. So yeah, just putting a hand on Snow's shoulder, aiming at the roof of the tallest building within line of sight, and then aiming at their feet. Now it's not wanting to play it. Why? Zim! Blurp is throwing a hissy fit today.
Don't know
It's a
what you want me
teleport
to do
thing.
about it.
Slap it. Well, pretend it played a portal gun sound effect.
Eight.
It is worth noting that unless Snow directly resists, that would mean that those two just went through a portal and now they're standing on the roof of that building.
This is kind of neat.
There we
Hey,
go.
there it goes.
See, it was perfectly timed.
Yeah, problem is it only works 5 times per day. Wanna go back?
I mean, how far can the portal go?
Line of sight.
Okay, that's pretty far.
I could mount a telescope to this and shoot at the horizon.
But what about the moon?
I haven't been brave enough to try that. I mean, you can if you want to.
Thoughts for later.
I've seen Portal. I know where this goes.
Well, first we have to make sure everyone is accounted for. Because unity is no strength.
Yeah, Rose is gonna fly back to the ship. She's leaving Snow on that rooftop.
Oh, Snow will slide down and quite possibly get there probably before you with how fast he darts.
This is true. Thorn has a reduced speed while carrying somebody.
And Snow can slide down 40 feet, stop, slide down 40 feet, stop because of his climbing claws.
He's just going to Assassin's Creed it.
Pretty much.
Well, we need to find our fluffy buddies. Why did they leave?
Because they messed. Actually, Snow might not be here just yet.
I don't know. I just got here.
Where did you go off to?
To the inn.
Alcoholic.
Rose just landing right behind him. Oh, he went for hammer time.
Temple will pick up Alexei and expect his head.
No, I didn't go.
It doesn't look like he got hit by a mallet.
Oh, that's not the part that Orchid would have been hammering.
Temple drops him and
You
just
know
goes,
what?
how uncouth.
Oh, it's already sore.
I bet you two held hands. Disgusting.
I mean, the things. He's he's very good.
He's good. Ugh, disgusting. Temple like shudders.
Yeah, he's very respectful towards his submissives.
I'm
This-
so glad my mate is dead, and she's hopefully not listening to this.
So anyway, yeah, I just got here just this morning. I should probably go turn talk back on.
Yeah, you go do that. Alright, so schematics might need a little bit of refining. Deck on the ship needs refurbished, with lumber salvaged from the Knoll encampment. You need to wait for the prospector to get back to find out whether or not the land actually has any value. I already submitted some paperwork with the town hall regarding that land, so it'll be a simple matter to put a little bit down on it, enough to keep the land locked in a bureaucratic shuffle.
Alexei, what do you need to get the ship back to seaworthiness?
I'm not a shipwright. I'm just
Well,
without
I
a
figure
dry
you're
dock.
Nord and you can fix things.
Without a dry dock. Um.
Just
A
ignore
lot
the
of
exterior hull and anything below the waterline for now.
Well, we need to replace that deck, I guess, and then we'd need probably a lot of. Just metal. Not iron. Iron wouldn't be good if it broke.
Well,
We
we
have
got a
bronze.
bunch of freaking copper. Oh,
Copper's good.
bronze.
Yeah, we
Bronze is
have ample amounts of bronze. Plus, there is that ore, but I don't see many uses for gold in structural work. Unless we're making conduits, that might help once I actually, replace the automaton that was in there.
You know, this would be a lot easier if we had an Iron Maiden. She would know what's wrong with the ship.
Oh, speaking of which, Alexei, I'm sure you noticed the core that's empowering Atlas. Well, I've only got the one, and while I would like to have a single automaton that is both our powered carriage and the propulsion system for the ship, I might be forced to make a choice between one or the other. So, if you can think of any good enclosures for that I could work into the design, that'd be something to keep an eye on. Bear in mind, it does cause rot and decay to anything within like a 2-foot radius of it. And if you are going to handle it, do so either with prongs or with very thick gloves. Because, well, you're not undead, but if you were to handle it for an extended period of time, you might end up that way.
Yeah,
Oh.
thicker gloves than my gauntlets, because I touched it and it was still tingly.
Basically, like this. And she's just going to hold her armlet up to Alexei, just like hitting his arm with it or something. Like this, but 5 times worse. Tell Darius, would Alexei have to roll any saves against frostbite?
Not from a temporary exposure. If it was more like long term, then yes. It'd be like I actually tried to wear it.
Alright. Well, Gore, I'm gonna need your help.
Oh boy, what do you need?
I want you to run around and look for coin and learn. The much slower people will look for them too.
Do you even know where they went?
They probably went on some sort of adventure.
Well, where do they like to go when they go on an adventure?
Temple looks at his notes. Hold on a second. Where would I find knowledge history?
That'd be knowledge local, probably.
Yeah, I don't got that. So what do I roll?
Just be an int check then.
Okay.
Flat int.
With the most utmost confidence, Temple will say, trees.
Genius, farmer. Genius.
Good thing we have a tree on the ship.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm going to assume that the twins are, in fact, not in the tree on the ship.
Correct.
Gar,
Mystery solved.
you are very certain that they are, in fact, not on the trees on the ship.
Well, let's rather try.
Also, I would like to say something. That does feel like the most lawful evil thing that I've done in quite some time. The keeping the ownership of the land uncertain until after the assessors have finished their job and then pulling out.
Well, the assessors don't give a shit. They get paid anyway.
Yeah, just fiddling around with the paperwork in order to not have to pay for that portion of it. Huh, I do lawyer things and that counts as lawful evil. I wonder. What does it say about lawyers?
Yes.
Technically, they could be lawful evil or lawful good.
Or lawful neutral.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Depends if they're a defense attorney.
I mean, the pinnacle of lawful neutral is Judge Dredd.
She is the law. But yeah, we need all hands on accountability. We need to find our fluffy buddies.
So,
Not quite sure why they left, but we still need to find them.
because they put a beam of light through your chest and you almost died.
I mean, they didn't leave when Chemo did that.
Well, if you've been having blackouts whenever your chains break, and your behavior with the chains broken has been getting worse, there's every possibility you might have offended them afterwards.
Ego Wars?
At least that's what I'm connecting the dots from, unless anybody else has any input on that.
Oh, the mountain of metal yelled at the twins.
Yeah, that would do it.
It got angry and said it was their fault for playing with things they don't understand.
Oh, yeah, 100% that's what happened then. Right, she's going to deploy Stefan Thorn on a searching pattern by himself.
So they like trees. Do they have a preference of tree? Tall, small?
Well, considering they got this big tree on the boat, I'm assuming probably a big one.
Okay, so go run around the forest and see if I can antagonize them.
Or maybe they were in the town looking for food. They sure like shopping.
Well, I've got Stefan Thorn searching. He'll ping me if he spots them, so...
Well, as the captain, it is my responsibility to find our crew.
I mean, we could always just, have the orphans do a scavenger hunt. First one to find the twins gets a silver piece.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Timbo blows on his whistle. Conscripts!
Well, there would be a
Gathering of the children that have stayed.
Alright, conscripts. Whoever can find our two fluffy buddies, coins and wen, a reward of 8 silver coins.
I twitch. She said 1, but whatever.
Well, this is of utmost priority, so we must give them a big bounty to ensure that they know that this is indeed a very important mission.
Just speaking quietly to Snow, which means I'm going to be paying 16 silver. Because you know those orphans. They're going to say they found 2 of them, so they get paid twice.
You know, Temple strikes a pose, and like in the background, you can see an Imperial propaganda poster that says, "Don't trust Wolven with unlimited postal credit."
As Snow leans down to Rose and just, I would have done the same.
Snow's opinion on the matter is honestly can't even blame the orphans. I would have done that too.
All right, break! Temple claps his gauntlets
respect-
together.
Gotta
Big
respect the
thunderous
hustle.
clap.
Yep, and the orphans will be dispersing.
Now, quick, now that we've got them all off the ship, time to depart. Haha.
Oh, gosh, stop letting chaos win.
Speaking of chaos, Gar, how has the new guy been doing?
He's understanding things around. Not to mess with your stuff.
Has he given any thought to declaring a name for himself? Because he apparently doesn't have one.
Not yet.
Alright, well, keep me posted if he does come up with anything.
KK.
It is a rather new concept to him, after all.
But he will understand touching your stuff equals death.
Oh yeah, that one's really easy to understand. That rule was already in place.
Well, just, if you touch my stuff, you become my stuff. That's how it works.
You guys have stuff?
Yeah,
Well,
I carry all my possessions with me.
No, wait, I got this. Timber, I have what the Lord of Death has issued to me. So any time that something dies, that becomes, issued to me.
For now.
Oh crap, I'm issued to her.
Well, I mean, yeah, I got a down payment. I just got your hand.
Alright, well, let's start looking around. I'm pretty sure if we spread out, we could find them.
Well, I need to go to the tavern anyways, so I'll start my search there.
Timber's gonna go to the town hall and just start yelling twins.
You said they like trees. I'll go run around the forest.
All right. For anyone who is going around and looking, I will ask you for perception checks and for you to list out the area you are looking.
Timber is basically going to the town hall area.
Consider this to be a passive perception check because Rose isn't really worried about the twins. She knows that they're fine and she's not actively looking for them. I mean, not emotionally fine, but physically fine. She is going to want to talk to them later. Because she has mixed feelings regarding everything that happened and wants to actually explain it.
And I don't want to scare any of the bunnies, so I should still stay on the ship.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them to die.
As a new scary thing runs through the fucking main office yelling, "Twin!"
Totally not scaring them at all, Timber.
Yeah.
So
You
just Gar, No Name, Chiefy, and Drooly just hanging out on the ship. The hyena gang.
Well, that also depends if you're having Alar, the firework dwarf, or Sam Jackson go with you.
I'm pretty sure Alar's too pickled to fucking go off the ship right now.
Maybe. Definitely not too pickled to work on explosives, though.
Yeah. He's made for that. And Temple kept encouraging him to do so anyways.
Yep. By the Kaiserin, this man, he continually makes explosives. Fund this man!
He turns alcohol into cool bombs. This is what the Kaiserin would have wanted.
As that you just see Snow's ears perk up. As much as Timber would just creak a little, looking backwards, that Snow looks back. He makes bombs from alcohol?
No, you give him alcohol, and he uses that energy to make new explosives. One time he turned day into night. I mean, night into day.
Snow was about to put up his... You know what, that other one's, well, impressive, a little less impressive.
Oh, I don't know. One day you'll see the Imperial Navy turn day into night. There was a lot of smoke. A reminder, if you see plumes of dark smoke on the island, we don't got the tonnage to fight that. Make sure you tell me. Unless you like swimming.
Not really.
Yeah. Imagine a boat, but it's made out of metal. With countless cannons. They call them cannonesses, and those are the small ones.
I was going to say, Taldarius, could I roll a stealth check before darting into the forest?
You may, although this will not affect your perception. This will just be you get noticed.
I'll be right back. Since I got a 9, I'm pretty sure I didn't find it.
No, you have not. All right, so very stealthy. As for perception, you think that they might have been in the area at one point, but you're not seeing them around currently.
Perception of 9. Coin! What happened? Why can't you talk? He's aggressively shaking somebody's pet ferret.
Tochemay tipped $100. Razim contract.
Tochemay, thank you so very much for that tip. Thank you. That is the tip goal fully completed.
Ooh, okay. Knock, knock.
He's now going to very loudly open a container.
Knock, knock, knock.
That's what knock does, right?
Tap, tap, tap.
Rap, tap, tap.
I guess Snow would look around and see if he could pick up the trail if they were on the ground, but they have a tendency to fly.
Yep. That would more be survival, or whatever the.
Yep. I can roll survival.
Half the time, I end up having to I end up like having to try and half remember if the name changed between 3.5 and Pathfinder, because that's happened a couple of times, and I just get like, wait, hold on. But yeah, no, survival is an actual thing. With a 23, you sort of notice that the tracks are leading fairly deep into the woods, and notably, you very quickly realize are after a little bit avoiding pretty much all of the patrol paths and roads leading out. This is just straight up through the wilderness.
Into the thick of it.
Well, as fast as Snow can stealthily sprint, he will follow the trail.
All right. In that case, go ahead and roll me another perception.
Perception, I just found you. There you are. There we go. Oh, hello, Nat 20.
Oh, Lamau. All right. So as you're following the various very small signs that, you know, they went this way, you would end up getting to kind of what appears to be a couple of trees that had like partially grown together, and there is a space both inside and going down that you can't really see into because it like quickly makes a turn, but you're pretty sure that the last time that you were basically able to like follow this and see tracks of them, that they've gone down into there and have not come out.
Snow is going to sit there for a few minutes and just watch. And if they haven't noticed that he exists outside of the hole, he is going to, from the side, he is going to use the greatest scout of all, rock, and toss a rock into the hollow.
The rock sort of clatters down, and you hear it, you know, sort of like bounce around a little bit as it goes past the nook and cranny. But there is no response from the rock, or about the rock.
The rocks will continue until answer is achieved.
I like how you're just like filling up this area with
Tochemay
rocks
is
because
helping
you
the
think...
Marten on his adventure. Behold the little backpack.
Oh no, it's not like he's tossing like huge rocks. It's like, you know, something that fits between you know, your fingers, just like a little rock, like you throw up against a wall, like tap.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, you're just like, the rocks will continue, so I'm just imagining this like slowly filling up with tiny rock out after tiny rock.
Because the first rock might have been, you know, a rock dislodged. The next 10 or 20 that follow, you're getting the idea that maybe someone's actually, you know, trying to get your attention.
If the twins actually are in there, I'm just picturing all of the rocks coming back out at the same time and then machine gunning back at Snow.
This is why he's to the side.
You tried, not getting grape shotted with rock.
Heard of Eldritch Blast? What about Eldritch Shotgun?
Oh
Rock
no.
beats snow.
Eldritch Rail Cannon.
I saw an anime like that once.
No, seriously. Baldur's Gate 3, the way they animated Eldritch Blast, it's a fucking rail cannon and it feels so good to use.
More and more, I'm feeling like it's worth the money to drop on that game.
It is. 100%.
100% yes.
It is a very good game.
Like, most games I'm like, wait till a sale. That one, no, pick it up.
Well, 20 words or less, the anime that I'm referencing, magical ability this girl has is she can control electric and magnetic fields. So she just keeps a roll of coins in her pocket, and she can just flick one between her fingers and charge it at the same time, which makes it shoot off at about Mach 3.
I will be
Her
right back.
nickname is literally the Railgun.
Surpassed Metal Gear.
So Magneto power.
Yeah. Well, it specifically comes from electricity is how she does it. But, you know, you turn that coin into a supercharged electromagnet and you can yeet it at Mach 3, putting holes through pretty much anything downrange.
Fun fact, electricity and magnetism are one and the same.
Yeah, that's why her power has overlap there. But anyways.
But yes, the tiny rocks will continue until something decides to get irritated and pop out.
Well, you are successfully seeing that the rocks have begun to no longer have space, and you are just starting to drop rock on top of rock as it is just kind of filling up the center of this, like, couple of, like, grown together trees.
Twins, are you gonna come out? You think you would have gotten the message after the 80th rock?
There is no response.
Might have gotten the wrong tree. They're not the only creatures in the woods.
Are you sulking because you got yelled at?
One second, getting water.
Got to clear his throat before this one.
I love this water bottle I have, but I really wish it had a filled to line.
Yeah, those are nice.
Because, yeah. I keep overfilling it, and then when I try to put the lid on, it overflows.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So, important question, would the twins even be able to hear him, considering there is now a large pile of rocks?
Yeah, mostly because, like, there's still space between the rocks. It's a little bit quieter than it would have otherwise been, but it is still audible.
Oh, Snow is not being quiet at this point. You didn't get the hint from the rocks, so it's borderline almost like yelling. Not at the top of his lungs, but he's making it very clear it's him.
Go away.
No.
Timber wanted us to go,
Okay,
so we went.
come out of the tree. You don't have to come with me, just stop and listen.
We're not moving.
Look, I also learned something about the giant tin can. Apparently, after the second attempt of poking something, he doesn't remember anything after that. So whatever thing is affecting the giant slab of meat, don't take much of his words close. Especially after those things that on his neck break apart.
They're just going to start replaying Timber's words over and over and over in Snow's head.
Congratulations, you have perfect memory. And you do know he also admitted that when he lost consciousness at the Knoll camp, he doesn't remember anything until he woke up the next morning. So whatever he said might not be actually the tin can. Look, he was bleeding purple. That's not normal, I think.
And we caused it. We caused a
And?
lot of harm. We should not be around.
Learn from your mistakes. Everyone makes them. Next time, let's not play with the little obedience circle around Rose.
Also, how is oxygen doing in the hole?
Don't the twins not need to breathe?
That is something that they can turn on and off at will, and they have turned it off.
Ah, okay. In that case, again, there are like little cracks between the rock pile, but there is, especially like as you continue, because especially as this continues, it's going to slowly get lower. But the twins talk through mental ability and don't talk through breathing, so talking is not increasing the rate of oxygen deprivation.
Okay.
But as it goes on, it will slowly get harder to breathe.
Either way, they're not responding to Snow.
Oh, you're just gonna sulk there. Be angry at yourself. That's it. You're just gonna give up and run away.
Microphone check. There we go.
We were told to go, so we went.
You take people too literally.
If they don't mean the words they say, then why would they say them?
Because words said in passion may not be what was intended. Some people say things they don't necessarily mean.
We saw his mind at the time. He intended the words.
And you also should know that he blacked out. So whatever was him, what may not have been him. Look, I don't know anything what's going on with Timber. Not a clue. But if you want to help him, get rid of that whatever's affecting him.
Help him like we've tried to help Rosalia and wound up hurting everybody? We don't think that's a good idea. When we try to help, we make things worse.
Here's a thought. Have you tried studying the words that are on the collar?
Are there words on the collar?
There is basically like throughout the collar, like there are very like intricate inscriptions of things.
Snow doesn't have a clue what they are. He just assumes they're words of some kind.
Worth noting, since the twins have eidetic memory, you'd be able to play that back with your attention now brought to it, so.
Well, is it in one of the many, many languages they know?
I believe that they do know Celestial, so
Yes.
Either Celestial or Infernal.
yeah, no, it's in Celestial, but in like a very, very old form of it, so you'd still need to roll linguistics to actually.
So it's basically like trying to read Shakespeare.
It's Old
It's
Testament.
more like trying to
Celestial.
read. Have you ever tried to read Middle English?
Ah. Well, let's see if they succeed.
With that, you do absolutely recognize that this is a very old form of Celestial. This is not modern or up to date in any way. And in fact, it might be telling that it is in such an old version of the language, because you would know for a fact that this language does not change very much or very often. Which means that whatever version of the language that this is in is unreasonably old. And by the meaning of it, you definitely do not have most of it, but you do absolutely realize that it is making reference to a price paid and a promise. The actual details of which escape you, but you are able to decipher those at the very least. That those concepts are embodied here.
This is just Hades showing off his lexicon.
So they don't really understand anything of what's on it.
Well, they would definitely be aware of the game, the multi-reincarnation game between Rose and Hades. So with the context of price paid and a promise, it'd be easy to connect the dots between those two things. Which would mean that the wording there does have something to do with the enchantment on the collar.
Yep.
So, instead of trying to cut the thing off, maybe study it first.
Too late.
I was
We have been forbidden from doing anything with it further. We have messed up.
No, you've been forbidden from messing with it directly. Staring at it is indirect. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I've hired this Marten to stare at you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was gonna mess with it until you messed with it, and then I thought otherwise. Either you would have made the mistake, or I would have. I was just gonna use this knife and cut it off with a little help from this little scabbard back here.
For sure, that would not have gone poorly at all.
Yeah, it makes it a
Of
plus
course
4.
not.
Makes it a plus 4 weapon, just for 1 round, but still.
The poor town as Timbos is like digging through everything trying to find the twins.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining it's like one of those cartoons where Timber literally just scoops his hands under the street, lifts it up, looks underneath, and then drops it back down.
Twins! Drops
Physically
it.
physically picking up Lagosan houses, shaking them until everyone falls out. When the twins aren't there, he just picks up the family, shoves them back in, carries down the street.
Lifts up roof, looks inside.
I said Lagosan. Hair folk. Ah! I keep doing that.
Same thing.
So are you just going to give up? There's a mystery in front of you. I mean, I wouldn't stop if there was something that I could figure out.
Oh my god. We just found a clue! We just figured out Blue's Clues. We just figured out Blue's Clues.
We just figured out Blue's Clues because we are really indoctrinated.
We see no reason to return.
Snow, remember, Temple told you he's looking for him.
Mm-hmm. So, twins, why do you think I'm here? I'm not here to gloat that you did something wrong. No. Learn from your mistake. But more importantly, the hunk of tin is looking for you.
Probably to punish us. We deserve it.
One of the few times the Snow is going to allow the twins inside of Snow's head, but it's very compartmentalized. Just one little memory. And it was that moment of Timber on the boat of wondering where his 2 fuzzy compatriots have gone off to. Actually somewhat worried and concerned. So if someone wanted to look for you and was concerned about your well-being and where you are, why would he be worried about punishing you? More importantly, I think he sees you as part of the crew. You don't leave anyone behind.
We are no longer part of the crew.
Part of the
Timber?
ship, part of the crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Well, do you want to be part of the crew?
No, because we keep hurting the crew.
Then you should think about your actions before you do some of them. But Timber is fine. There's just a hole in his armor now. The hole in him got healed up.
Well, I mean, there's 2 holes in Timble. 4 if you count both throughs. Not the first time Temple got hit by a laser beam.
I was gonna say, at what point does that start affect the AC of your armor?
But we just strap patches to it. It's fine.
I like to RP that every time Temple gets hit, it's because of that.
You know what the first thing you should do when you make a mistake? Sorry. Just saying. You made a mistake.
We already did that.
And he's looking for you. He sent me out to find you. He sent several people out. I wouldn't be surprised if
We healed up Rose, told her sorry, and left.
Well, why don't you go talk to him? Are you just scared of what the things he will say?
There is no response to that.
Well, are you?
We don't want to disobey his orders. His last order to us was to go.
And my orders, that I begrudgingly follow, were to find you and bring you back. So are you going to disobey his orders again? That you're supposed to come back?
Very well.
Look, the next option was to use my fishing rod to try to fish either one of you out.
In response to that, they, you feel the ground move, and they just shift the ground in the way.
Well, are you going to come out, or are you just going to continue to lock yourself in there?
Actually, with the mound of dirt, they probably can't hear anymore.
Oh, he hasn't been continuing to drop in rocks, I don't think.
No, they moved dirt in the way.
Oh, okay.
They buried the tree.
Use his quarterstaff, poke a hole through it so he can actually, converse further.
Luke,
So are you?
Shackleford, can you hear me?
Are you actually going to come out? Or do I have to drag the tin can over here? You know how slow he moves. It's going to take all day to get him over here.
They will push everything out of the hole and crawl out. They're probably looking very desiccated at this, or, ribs poking out and stuff at this point.
How come you look like you haven't eaten in like 6 months?
The term is emaciated.
Emaciated, thank you. We turned it off. As they're
Snow
gasping
pulls.
for air as well.
So eventually I would have had to use the fishing rod to get you out. Sit. Snow then pulls out of his bag. You eat meat, right? 'Cause that's pretty much all I have.
They shake their heads. We will return, but we will not eat.
Well, don't. Why won't you eat?
They give no
Were you
answer to that.
Were you just gonna crawl up in that hole and die?
They nod.
Snow is going to. You're going to get picked up by Snow, put onto his shoulders, surprisingly able to carry you both, probably no problem, and
I
start
wouldn't
walking.
say it's surprising. They are basically tiny size.
They're tiny or are they small?
Technically small, but the very, very low end of that.
Yeah, they're on the low end of small.
Yeah, they're like literally the barrier beachweeds.
The bare minimum.
It's more
Yeah.
about the fact that Snow does not look like he has much muscle mass. And
they probably weigh maybe 10 pounds between both of them.
Yeah,
plus your backpack, plus your gear.
the measuring stick that we had been using is that the twins are at the threshold between small and tiny, and Rose is at the threshold between small and medium. Although she's now a little bit further from that threshold.
They're
Because
probably
power
less
word-
weight than an Imperial Ascent.
They're
Rose had power word scrunch used on her by a god.
also, their bags are kind of mini bags of holding.
Adds up. I believe those are 10 pounds apiece.
They don't actually weigh that. They don't actually weigh the normal weight of one.
But
Isn't there
regardless,
isn't there like a pouch of holding kind of thing? Lesser version of it?
Yeah.
there's a minor bag of holding. It's
I
very,
guess
very
they are
cheap.
5 pounds.
Yeah,
Either way, Snow could easily carry the twins.
Yes.
With still light encumbrance, which is the important bit.
Small.
Hi ho, Silver! Away!
Yeah, no. Snow just. He's not going to run at full speed because the twins look like they're halfway to death's door. You know, they decided to open the door and put one foot through. You know, he'll be moving at half sprint speed.
See, Rose does that,
Somebody get
except
the
rather than
spray
just putting
bottle.
one foot. Rose does that, except instead of just putting one foot through, she line dances.
They are also doing one other thing that you have never seen them do. And immediately falling asleep on your shoulders.
I mean, technically they haven't slept in days.
They haven't slept in months. Eating they have done, though they didn't need to. Breathing, is just what a thing, but yeah, sleeping, they haven't done that in months.
Do you have any idea what 7 days of uninterrupted consciousness is like? By the 4th day, I honestly thought that lizard people were running the government.
No, that's the kitsunes.
And them also worrying about their family.
I was referencing Sword Art Abridged.
Actually, if you guys had not found them by midday, they would have, I messaged this to Tal. They would have left their hole and decided to go steal a ship and go on their own sailing adventure to find their family.
Well, luckily Timble's here to make sure that everybody's found. Meanwhile, back at the town, Timble lifts up a roof. Little boy! No. Drops it. Opens up the next roof. Little boy! Like Space King bullshit. Absolutely
Just don't-
terrifying the poor townsfolk.
Just don't start taking all the girls that you find and throw them into a volcano. Then we might have problems.
Stuffs little bag away.
I mean,
Don't
Candy,
worry.
it wouldn't be the first time that I've done a side campaign.
If Timber was to throw little girls into the volcano, he would do it for the Kaiserin.
Puts the bag of little girls away. There's no volcano here. Yet.
The twins could probably
Wait,
make
what do you mean
one.
yet?
I don't know. With what happened at the ziggurat last... Jeez, that was just yesterday.
Well, I mean, if the Balkamok showed up, there would be a volcano.
Okay, let's just make sure that the altar to Vulcan has ample offerings. You don't want to see him get angry.
Let's all go to Gem.
But
Yeah,
at
fun
some
fact,
point,
that's actually why volcanoes are called volcanoes. There wasn't a word for them prior to Pompeii.
Alright, let's continue.
I will say that Snow will not slow down his run. Even if he sees Timber, you'll just see Snow with the twins on his shoulders just dart on by, and it looks like he's heading towards the ship.
Does Timble notice?
Timber could definitely notice. It's just that he isn't stopping.
So, meanwhile, Rose heading to the tavern.
Chunk,
Yes.
chunk, chunk. Timble follows. He's slow, all but follows.
Even at my half speed, I'm almost 3 times faster than you.
Yeah. Because I carry the weight of the Imperium on my shoulders.
Snow is
So-
power walking, aka Olympic sprinting speed.
Chunk,
Look,
chunk,
look.
chunk.
It's not my fault that I can run a 7-second 100 meter. 6 seconds if I use key speed.
Chunk, 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 chunk.
But yes, Rose at the tavern. What all are you doing?
Talking to Orchid. And ordering breakfast.
All right. What would you like to talk with Orchid about?
So, Orc, first things first, I could tell from Alexi's blissful vacant stare that you two had a good time last night. Second, I'm assuming you can read Thieves' Cant.
Well, it depends on which version of it, but yes.
Okay. So, I have a couple questions and a piece of intel that I know you have interest in. So, if I were to say the names Dragomas and the Handler, would either of those bear any relevance to you?
A little bit, yes.
I need to know what kind of relevance. Obviously, you know that I'd pick your side regardless, but when it comes to those two, I've still got a few allegiances in flux.
Okay, come on, Rose. You wouldn't pick my side. You'd pick your side. But it just so happens that it'd likely align with mine.
Semantics.
The semantics are everything.
Well, out of all of the different big name operators in this world, you know that I'm most likely to align with you, which means that whatever your dealings are with those other people will affect how I interact with them because of how it might cause blowback towards you.
Okay. So what was it that you wanted to know about it?
I want to know if you have any dealings with either of them, and if so, which one you favor. Because I'm currently in a position where I could go either way.
Well, my dealings with both are rather limited. It's a little bit hard to get positive dealings with someone who's a part of a religious extremist organization, I guess I should say. And the other one is also effectively a part of a religious extremist organization, but they work with the dwarves who do good work, so.
Well, then here's where things currently stand. We have been trying to get political favor points with the HKO, and also help out Relago. In the process of that, we picked up a very, very sizable bounty for the Master. Which is where I got this. I'm just going to pull out the bundle of notes. Do not touch them with your bare hands. They are 100% super mega poisoned. One of his operators, we found these in a hidden safe. And, well, none of us can translate them.
Hmm.
The reason why Dragomas comes into this is because Dragomas was feeding us tips because, apparently, Dragomas and the Master, their motives run counter to one another. Which brings in the which side to side with. Because Dragomas has got his own thing in regards to tower climbers, as I'm sure you're aware.
That I am.
Don't you just love these complex political webs?
That could be far more complex. This whole situation is effectively just a two-party one, at least for most of the actual intrigue between the thing. It's mostly two-party with a couple of different other smaller parties just trying to eke out their own advantages by taking advantage of that. Maybe three-party. It's mostly two, though.
Yeah, there's room for expansion, considering that the prince has a play in this. Considering he's the one financing the bounty.
Either way, this is, in all seriousness, mostly something that just kind of sits there on the backside for back burner for most of my work with it. I mean, in all reality, it's just two religious extremists that are on different ends of the spectrum.
Well, if, however, that ends up panning out doesn't negatively affect your business, then okay, good to know. But I do still need this translated because it will affect how our investigation continues.
Well, I'm not doing it for free, but I'll do it for a favor.
Which brings in the valuable piece of intel. which is what I would like to pay for the service with. Are you willing to agree to that? 100% it's a piece of intel that I know you'd be interested in.
So long as it's actually something I'd be interested in, then sure.
There is a Imperial Canoness on its way here, right now, full steam.
Now that does pose some problems, yes.
It's likely to be here in under a week, so that means you are now the only person on this island who has advance warning of it. I mean, our crew notwithstanding, but if we're lucky, we'll be out of here by the time it arrives.
Alright, let's see what these say. Let's see if he's able to decode. I'd say yes. Lamau.
I want to know what was his final roll?
His final result was a grand result of 36.
He might know a thing or two.
He might know a thing or two.
Just looking at it, it's like, oh, so he was left-handed.
Left-handed and writing upside down. Impressive.
He's right-handed, but he did it left-handed and upside down.
Romir.
Wow, I didn't know you could make ink out of scorpion venom. That's impressive.
Alrighty, right. So, there's a little bit of information here that is quite interesting. So, you said you specifically care about things in relation to, the handler and a certain Dragomos?
Well, anything that would point towards how to find the handler's identity, and any interactions he might have with Dragomos, or, why am I blanking on the name? Relago.
Alright, let's see. Now, these are missives from... Ooh, I recognize that name. And they are heading to someone who is not exactly the handler, but I can very clearly tell is, well, let's just say their right-hand man.
Gets us closer to the target.
Yep, and, the place you're going to want to go for that is a little place called Colehurst, and you're going to want to talk to a Jan Darvin.
You're the kind of person who you just walk up and say hi to, or are we talking black bag?
Well, if you could think of a good reason to show up and just talk to a clerk.
Okay, so he runs the front.
Yes. At least,
That'll make-
well, he runs the front, isn't actually the public face of it. He just kind of passes himself off as one of the random, understudy clerks that are around. So if you could figure out a good reason to talk directly to one of those, then sure. Otherwise, maybe, find his house and hide in it or something. I don't know what you adventurers do.
Right, just a moment. Making a new note. Handler intel. What was the name of the island?
Colehurst.
100% sure I misspelled that.
Probably. Doesn't matter so long as you know.
I could freaking spell here. Clerk name is...
Jan Darvin.
Jan Darvin. Sounds like something from Star Wars. Alrighty?
Alright, in case you want to know how that's actually spelled, it's spelled like that.
Oh, with a J.
Yeah. Jan Darvin. So, with that in mind, do you actually care about the details, or do you just want to know where to go and who to talk to?
Well, I mean, if you're willing to jot down a few notes. You just mentioned that you recognized a few names in these missives, so if anything, you're getting an additional tip on top of the intel I already gave you.
Well, yes, but you can't actually name any gift towards me of information that I myself am decoding. Me getting the information that's in these is a part of the job already.
Have you ever contemplated a job as a lawyer?
Well, no. Why would I take a downgrade?
Yeah, that was pretty much the answer I was expecting there.
I'm not in it for a demotion.
Well, the reason I wouldn't mind a transcription of these is because these raw papers I'm going to be sending off to the Prince of Relago.
Make sure to include a lot of notes not to touch these.
Oh, 100%. Even the sending scroll that I sent in advance, I made sure to warn him very loudly that, yeah, very poisoned.
Okay, well, with all of this in mind, sure, I'll write down a little bit of the juicier information on a quick note for you, and I'll get a transcript to you before you leave.
It works.
And you will receive a little, like basically a little folded, like trifold of information.
Alright, aside from that, anything that would interest us that's been going on in town? This I'm just willing to pay the standard intel fee for. She's going to, I can get to my inventory tab, just drop a couple gold in the tip jar.
Well, as for things that you and your crew might be interested in, are those two actually properly joining your crew then?
Oh, Alexi and Snow? Yeah, looks like it.
All right. In that case, well, I think first of all, there's always the fact that there might be a little bit of Dionysian alcohol that's available for a certain drunkard. You'd be fairly interested in that. I do have access to a rather exclusive blacksmith in case anyone wants to commission anything of a particular quality.
By the way, when he mentioned the Dionysian ale, she's just kind of just given a really broad smirk.
And in addition to that, there was a traveler who came by at least fairly recently and sold off a couple of bits and baubles that I'd be able to get my hands on quite easily.
Noted. Speaking of bits and baubles, that land that the Knoll camp was sitting on, you wouldn't happen to know whether or not that's previously been prospected or thought to contain any valuables underneath it?
Any prospecting records that would be in that area would be very old and very likely already lost by Town Hall.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. So you figured I would double check with you, because if I said that and then you just suddenly went pale, I'd know, oh, hey, cursed ruins, maybe don't dig there.
Well, if there's any cursed ruins there, it's not any that I've seen.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Oh, hey there, Mattio. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in. How was your stream? It's good to have you, Mattio. Welcome in, everybody. You guys have come into the middle of our Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder campaign. hope you guys enjoy the story and all, but yeah, thank you so much for that raid, Mattio. I will be in the chat from here.
Well, I'll definitely take a bottle of that Dionysian ale. Could let the blacksmith know there might be a commission waiting for him down at the docks, depending on how Alexi interprets some schematics I've been working on. And I wouldn't mind knowing about those 2 baubles.
Well, in that case, the price of the ale is going to be a very solid 6 silver. It's more of a specialty product than anything. It's not overly expensive. It's just something I knew that a certain member of your crew might be very interested in.
Yeah, and if I buy it before he does, then that means that I can hold it over his head and possibly get a favor out of it.
Oh yes, very much so. So it'd be around 8 silver for that.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Ha ha ha. Well, as for the smith, it's more of a exclusive. Give me the information on what you want to commission, and then the commission will reach you later.
Oh, all right then. They specialize in anything, or is it just whatever blacksmithing needs done?
Oh, whatever needs done.
Right. Well, might have a bulk order for crankshafts in the near future.
If that's what you want to commission, then yeah, I'm pretty sure they could manage that.
I'll be coming back later with the numbers then.
Normally, adventurers such as yourself tend to ask for things like, weapons and armor.
I already have my scythe and my minions. But, yeah, others might need some gear. Make sure to let them know. Also, if you're wondering why I was just smiling like a goof, it's because the first time that I ever paid for somebody to advertise to me.
Mm-hmm.
And as push product.
And as for the nice little couple of bits and baubles, well, if you want to know more about them, just give me a second to go grab them.
Alright, that works. She's going to take that opportunity to enjoy her meal.
All right.
Storyteller?
Yep.
When Tipple catches up to the twins and kind of sees they're really halting, he's going to ask, like, what do we need to do to get you back to fighting shape, buddy?
They're sleeping.
Yeah, I was
Do
going
they
to
eat
say,
food?
they are thoroughly passed out.
Apparently, they don't need to eat, sleep, or drink normally. They decided to turn that off. So if they haven't eaten in months, that's why they look like they haven't eaten in months. And if they haven't slept in weeks, well, I think everything caught up to them. Let them sleep.
Tipple's going to grab them and stuff them into the little hidey holes on his armor and try to be as quiet as possible.
Just leave it on the
So
table.
instead of talking at 12, he'll be talking at 11.
Timber, just leave them on the table in the kitchen. Make something that they can actually eat. Apparently, they don't eat meat.
Think they eat meat. But they're safe with me.
You gotta love how Snow misinterpreted that part of what they said.
I'll keep them with me so they're safe.
Look, I'll stay with them in the kitchen. They need to rest. And when they do decide to wake up, they need to be fed repeatedly.
Timbo nods and he like runs off real quick and he like goes to his quarters and brings back a couple cans of Imperial Chow.
They need to eat lighter things.
This has enough calories and nutrients to feed a wolven. I'm sure if they eat this, they'll be in tip-top shape.
So, Timber, the only reason why I know this is monks like to fast once in a while. Not me, I don't care for it. But feeding them something, as he just looks at the can, so rich so soon, you could end up hurting them.
I just imagine that the cans have nutrition facts on them, and each one is like 10,000 calories.
It would have to say 8 because there's no number higher than 8.
It just says countless calories.
Countless calories.
Countless percentage of sodium intake.
Yep.
Warning,
And
do not feed to any creature smaller than...
For wolven only. For wolven consumption only.
yeah, and the first listed ingredient is protein-rich seaweed. Soylent Green, it's good for you.
Just set them down on the table. I'll start making them something if they decide to wake up.
Go to the chicken door. We need eggs. In fact, Tempo
Hold on.
disappears.
Snow hasn't been introduced to the chicken door yet, has he?
Yes.
No.
Oh
No, I haven't.
Come with me. I know what to do. Tempo drags Snow off to the chicken door.
I like to believe that he's physically picking him up by the scruff, just like a cat.
And much like a cat, he looks very, very annoyed that he's being picked up, and also walking very slowly.
Yeah.
Please tell me that he's doing the whole tucked in arms and the tail curl thing. Just going full
Little bit.
kitten.
All right, Tempo drops him by the chicken door, and Tempo taunts the Snow and like puts his paws on his shoulders and goes, "This door is full of madness."
You've now perked Snow's interest, and he pushes on the door to open it.
Notably,
All
the
right.
door is against the outer hall.
Yeah.
And,
Obtain eggs.
and as you open up the door, on the other side, where technically speaking, there should 100% just be the outside of the boat, is instead an area filled with chickens and eggs.
Tempo's gonna like pull out his chain and like wrap it around his waist and like anchor it somewhere before he goes in.
I would like to point out important note for Snow. Like, yes, there's an endless chicken coop on the other side of that. However, at some point in time, Rose has stuck a sticky note. Well, not a sticky note, but Wonder Meal. Rose has stuck a note to the door that warns, do not take more than 3 chickens per day under penalty of death.
No will probably read that note and just be like, no more than 3 chickens. Now I want to take more than 3 chickens.
It's worth noting, she didn't say, or I will kill you. She says, under penalty of death. When she doesn't specify where the death will come from, that's when you need to worry.
I know, that's what, but you got Snow concerned, but also intrigued.
Tempo will say, this place is very unstable. Just grab eggs. If I grab eggs, I crush them. But if you grab eggs, we'll be fine. Because you got little paws.
All right, I just need eggs. I don't really need chickens. and Snow will grab about a dozen eggs.
All right.
Snow, out of character warning regarding that. With every consecutive chicken you take out past the first, they become more agitated and more combat capable. There's a threshold at which, after you've removed too many chickens, they will start pouring from the door, seeking out the person who has disrupted the balance.
You know Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I was about to make that reference. That happens.
Snow has ideas.
Oh, Rose has already contemplated that as a solution if we ever get boarded.
It's okay for fun, the Wolven fought chickens.
She plans, if we ever get boarded and start to get overwhelmed, to deliberately overload the door and then jump onto the enemy ship so the chickens chase her onto the ship, because they'll kill anybody in the path.
I'm pretty sure they are only hostile to the one that took the chickens.
Well, at the very least, having 50 chickens suddenly in the middle of the battlefield would disrupt formations.
What the cluck?
I could see Timbo and the Wolven back when they were alive fighting chickens. When they were bald.
Yeah, carry-wise, I believe it was a game-breaking influence that just kind of stuck with the party. Like, even when we changed ships, we paid an extra commission fee to have the magic door removed from the old ship and installed on the new one.
Yeah, Snow is intrigued by this door. He is not scared of it. He wants to learn more about it because now it's an interesting thing. You have perked his interest.
Now I'm imagining it being peeled off the wall like in one of those old Looney Tunes cartoons.
No, technically they cut it out with the surrounding wood and then nailed it onto the wall on here.
Yeah.
You got the eggs, let's get out.
Why are you so scared? It's just a chicken coop.
I've seen the horrors of the chicken coop.
I mean, as he points to the note, I mean, there's a note there that says don't take too many chickens.
Well, before you joined our crew, me and the Wolven made an expedition into this. Ulf didn't almost make it out alive. I had to drag him out.
Did he eat too many chickens?
That's
It's tried to eat
classified
him.
information. That's classified information.
So the answer is yes.
The answer is redacted.
Do not divulge our military secrets.
I know how we're going to resolve this. We're just going to have Snow on a rope, have him venture into the chicken coop, and once he realizes just how bad it gets in there, that's when they yank him out and lock the door.
Note Temple's chained. Let's get out of here. You got your eggs? Countless eggs? We just stuff them in the Marten's mouth. They love eggs.
No, we're going to properly cook them.
They just eat them.
We're gonna
No,
do something.
the crunchy part's the best part of eggs.
Well, you can have the crunchy part, and they will get to eat the center.
Okay.
Snow is already envisioning what's going to be fed to Timber. It's just going to be a bucket of the scraps.
He's just eating them like potato chips, the eggshells.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Oh no, there's going to be I got an idea for this. Yep. But no, Snow will go back, slightly irritated that there's a chain on him.
No, there's a chain on Temple. You're fine.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
Timber put it on himself.
Yeah, the fact that Timber attached a tether to himself before going through the door.
I mean, they're just chickens. Why are you afraid of chickens?
I am not afraid of chickens. I am afraid of. And when Temple says something, it's blocked out to you. It's kind of weird when he says what it is, because it has been redacted.
You know, you're just making me want to go further into this door.
Yes, and that is the price of chaos. One day you will learn that the Imperial truth is correct, and one day you will find something that you are not supposed to, and you will regret the fact that you did not become a loyalist just like Temple told you to. But it is okay. I will laugh.
I mean, you got affected by something that that doesn't affect you, that you're not aware of what it is.
Oh, I know exactly what it is. It is the reason why I crusade. It is the reason why I warn you of the wrongs that you do. But one day you will realize that Temple was correct this entire time, and then you will find the Imperial truth. You see, I am a supremacist. I am supposed to be better than you, and I will show you the logic that the Imperium has, and you have no choice but to follow us.
Mango, yes, we do still have the goose.
Yes,
Yep.
the Cobra Chicken is still part of the crew.
It lives with Gar.
It lives with
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I thought it was a swan for a second. Oh my god, I was scared.
Swans are worse
well-
than geese.
You haven't
well,
met
it
this
does-
goose.
Yeah, but to say, this goose does have a rank in Barbarian. I'm not even joking.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty standard goose.
All right, we are out of the chaos zone, and the door is closed, DM. We are bringing the eggs to the Martens.
All right, the door is closed. The way is shut. The eggs have been obtained.
The way is shut. It was made by the chickens, and the chickens keep it.
Well, when you go up to the door, you can also see Temple put a bunch of signs on it in Celestial. Talking
has to
about
reattach-
restricted.
He has to reattach the purity seals.
Yeah.
If the Kaiserin is a kitsune, do you have Onafuda on the door?
Please tell me what that is.
The Japanese paper seals.
Oh, yeah,
exorcism
yeah.
Seals.
Temple's magic is 100% paper seals.
Yeah, some of them are the Japanese seal style. Some of them are the Warhammer 40k, wax seal and ribbon style.
To note that Snow did realize that Temple licked a seal and put it on his forehead to cast protection from evil.
He does remember that.
Last episode, yeah. Yeah, Temple's magic is literally sticky notes.
Well, I guess Snow is going to be heading back to the kitchen, and yeah, I don't think a take 10 Snow's going to be doing that. He's going to be trying to put some serious effort into making something amazing with these eggs, whatever he can find in the kitchen. So I guess he's going to roll. Let's see what happens.
Oh wow, he can cook.
No, let him
Mediocre.
cook.
Mediocrely.
Still better than Temple.
It's edible.
What a master chef.
Look, that
I mean,
is
it's
far
kind
more
of-
than you could say about a lot of people's cooking. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all kind of hard to screw up fried eggs.
Snow was going with rolled omelet, sliced up. It's probably it turned into scrambled eggs.
That's what happens every time I try to make a rolled omelet.
Temple can't cook. Sad. But that's what I got people for. You woo.
But no, there will be a plate of what he thought was going to turn out to be a rolled omelet. It's now scrambled eggs, sitting in front of the twins. One plate for each.
Does the
in front of their
smell wake
noses.
them?
I'd say sure. It is cooked food there in front of them.
They will wake slowly. Look at the food. And even though they don't want to, their stomachs are driving them to nibble. And then devour.
It's slow.
At the
slow.
hesitation, Temple will order them to eat the food.
Slowly, you two. As he just puts slowly.
Do a zeal.
I'm
Eat it like
imagining
you mean it.
the camera panning to focus specifically on Snow's face while horrific noises are happening off panel.
It's standard fare for Timber. He's trying to help, but he's making it worse.
I mean, to be fair, Wolven would be fine.
Wolven can sustain themselves by eating nails.
Like I said, they're too dumb to realize it's bad for them, but they're too tough to suffer from the consequences.
Wolven, much like Marines, will eat nails and shit screws. We don't know how it happens, and we're too afraid to ask.
That's something
Of
to do
course,
with the family.
no, they're not too afraid to ask. They're better trained than to ask.
Good soldiers follow orders, which means you eat food fast. Otherwise, we're born in daylight. You could say Temple orders him to wolf it down.
Da 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 da.
Hold on, I think I have a blurb for this. Here we go.
And as soon as they're done eating, Temple's gonna bring a canteen to their mouth. Drink. They need to
They
hydrate.
will slowly drink.
They're like little puppies.
And at this time, all the orphans come back and just point to the twins, wanting their payment for finding both of them.
No, Snow brought him
Hydrate.
back. He gets the
This is
16
just a
coin.
threat.
He gets the countless silver.
2 8s of silver.
Well, you know, Snow earlier did say, in all fairness, I would have done the same.
Mm-hmm.
So in all fairness, he's going to do the same.
Seem to forget that he's a orphan. So it's like, hey, money. Technically, it's 2. I want both. I want more. I want double.
You get double money.
All right, time to. Take the character sheet. So, Timber, you need to talk to these two, and you two, you need to talk to Timber.
What do I need to say?
Timber, you said things while you were blacked out that made them upset.
What exactly did I tell them?
Snow immediately looks down at the twins, like with 2 hands gesturing up towards them, like, see?
Timber is going to have a replay of what he said.
Timber's gonna do that little like concerned look with his paws in front of his face. You know. Twins? Whatever that thing told you, know that I would never abandon you. You are my responsibility. Besides, I promise to take you up every single tower and to find your family. To the best of my abilities. Whatever this thing told you, the fact that it doesn't want you around. It is the seeds of chaos. It knows you are a very important part of the team and does not want you to be with us. I would have died several times without you picking me back up.
You said it.
Did you not listen? There's a second part of him that speaks for him.
If it makes you feel better, check my memories. See if I actually remember that or if something else was there.
They will scan through Timber's memories. Is there a notable difference in his mind between the two states?
Yes. In fact, he has literally no memory whatsoever of it.
So you could have been drunk when you said it.
Did I drink any alcohol? The answer is no. Twins, when I break my chains and I go down and I come back up, I order you not to listen to me until the next day.
They will sigh and nod.
I don't think that's me.
Look, if Timber had been drinking, you would have noticed several casks. I could, sneak from a canteen, but him is a little less obvious.
Besides, whenever I drink at a regulated pace. Because I follow the Imperial standard, and I must always be at combat readiness. To split up the pack is always a bad idea. Also, I'm glad you're back. I was worried about you. You're an important member of the team. You're the reason why I was spared. Everybody else wished to attack me, except for you. When we first met, you said I was shaped like a friend.
But we are not. We cause hurt to you and Rosalia.
Twins, when have I ever given you an order that caused you pain?
Last night.
When I have ever given you an order that caused you pain while my chains were active?
We don't recall one.
Yes, because when I give you orders, I would never give you an order that I would not do myself if I was capable. When I give you an order, it's a exercise in trust. I would never ask you to do something that would compromise our mission. All I have is my word, and that is my promise to you as your captain. You're a very capable member of the pack. It hurts me that I cannot finish this mission with Wolven, but at least with you I can. Ye have gotten me farther than countless of my brethren. We have secured a tower before, but we have never got inside. You got me inside of 3. I'm only asking you to trust me, twins.
All right, Timber.
And to hold up to my promise, after we're done with this island, we're going directly after your family. Or at least the 2 that we have known locations of. I know the Void Beast wishes to eat them. We are running out of time.
They nod.
Now that we are all together, there's a couple things we must do. 1, we must make sure that the cult is gone. And 2, well, 2's... I kind of was wanting to make sure that the Kaiser had something here on the island, so when the Imperium shows up, this island might be spared. Though, twins, if I give you an order and you're not okay with it, you're free to tell me if it's too much to ask for. I will reconsider it then.
They will nod.
Now, we must find everybody else.
No, you must find everybody else. These 2 are eating.
Are you able to continue the mission, or much do you need rest, twins?
They're gonna reactivate their no need for sleep and all that. We're all right.
All right. Twins, tonight when we were settling back down, I want you to sleep though.
I am sad. There is no blurp for a balloon inflating sound. The twins just reanimating.
That's gonna be a scary fight when the Imperial ship gets here and there's a level 20 necromancer here. Set up as a bakery.
It wouldn't be the first time the Imperium landed a level 20 necromancer.
This again, I swear it's every Tuesday.
All right. Well, we gotta make sure that Alexis can fix the ship, and we need to find where Rosalia went off. Go? Where are you? Are you still here?
Yep, still on the ship.
Tibble will salute him. Good job.
Don't want to have to terrify the locals any more than I have to.
This is true. I'm already terrifying them. I can taste it. So I'm gonna go back into town. Let's go find Rosalia.
You know, I just had a horrifying idea. Absolutely horrifying. Rose was previously sent a sending scroll to Hishim, and in that message she had expressed how she's having difficulty dealing with her whole being a Necros thing. And now she knows exactly where a Canoness is going to be in the near future. So if she just sent a second sending scroll saying, you know, I thought it over, I'd like to resolve things between us. Could you come meet me at XYZ?
I mean, you can.
Just
That's going to
casually
result in
send-
heavy casualties.
Yeah, just casually send him to the same coordinates as the Canoness.
I'm sure hundreds of my brothers will die.
I'm not going to do this, but it's a fun idea. These are the kind of thoughts going through Rosa's head while she's enjoying her breakfast.
And you know the bad information would fall back on Timber.
Yeah.
Timber can't be held responsible if a necromancer that was recently run off decided to seek refuge at the same place where the Imperium was currently conquering. Plausible deniability.
No, surely they'll blame me.
By the way,
Somebody
if
has to take the fall.
Now, but see, if you don't know your part that you played in it, you know.
They will blame me for bringing them to this island.
if the twins try to leave the table before finishing the plate, they will be dragged back, or at the very least, just pointed back to the table to finish eating.
I'm sure they finished it. The twins
Kirby
do love
noises.
their food.
They already finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Kirby noises.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If the
I mean-
twins did, that's like saying, you know, the twins not eating food is like saying Timber didn't take the violent action.
Kirby,
I mean, it's basically 6 eggs apiece, so they're probably very rotund right now.
come on. We're dealing directly with eggs, and you go for Kirby? It's clearly Yoshi noises.
Oh no, with Yoshi the eggs come out.
I'll be right back.
Well, if the twins
Hold
have
on,
finished,
I think the Chaos Beast just caught Timber.
but if the twins have finished eating, yes, we will go look for Rose.
Well, she did say she was heading to the tavern.
Which is why Snow is going to walk directly to the tavern.
Really? I thought Snow just did that on autopilot these days.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was trying to think of the perfect joke to make there. Nothing was coming to mind.
I was just waiting for someone to make a joke.
Look, we haven't gotten to the point where, Snow starts using the kitchen for other purposes.
Ends up discovering how to make flintlock lager by working with the dwarf. Those who have played Deep Rock Galactic know exactly what I'm referring to.
DRG.
Say again, Tiberius?
I said, DRG.
Yee.
Bucket stone.
Yeah, for those who don't know, one of the specialty brews that you can get in Deep Rock Galactic is called Flintlock Lager. It makes you have explosive farts that launch you into the air.
I'm going to add that to the list of possible ideas.
What's really fun is if you drink that right as somebody turns off the gravity on the space station.
I think you mean recalibrates.
Yeah, recalibrates, whatever. Either way, you end up turning into a ping pong ball.
So what happens if you drink that and then jump in the hoop?
You just melt.
You just die still.
Darn.
Oh, theoretically possible to get yeeted into the hoop while you've got the explosive farts. There should be an achievement for that.
Besides the one for jumping into the hoop.
But I guess we're heading towards the tavern, and Snow is going to open the door probably a little bit later in the day. And he's just going to walk in and I found them. They were in the woods.
Oh, you ended up finding both of them?
Do they ever separate?
Oh, sometimes they do. Well, you know what? Here, I already spent some money on this. 16 silver worth of Dionysian ale. One moment.
She's just straight up doubling the price. You go, Rose.
Why are you giving me the cheap stuff? I already drank the better stuff.
Well, this happens to be worth 16 silver, and that's how much was promised for finding them, so there you go. I was gonna give it to you anyways.
Tibble crawls in.
Just whether or not Snow would actually accept it or not. He is definitely a booze hound, but so you're just giving it to me, or are you wanting me to buy it?
No, there was a bounty put on finding the twins, and I happened to buy booze within the same price bracket, so here you go. I was gonna trade it for a favor later, but you know.
If I'm not mistaken, Snow was already paid by Timber. If I'm not.
Well, Rose doesn't know that.
Yeah, no, that Snow is just going to be looking at that and just
Double payment. Let's go.
Wait a minute. So Rose is lying out her ass about the value of the booze, so she thinks that she's getting out of paying half the bounty. Meanwhile, Snow was already paid before, so he thinks he's getting double bounty.
Yep.
And both are wrong.
Snow is just like yoink.
This is the bureaucrat episode.
Snow's just sitting there, just like, I already got paid, but why pay again?
Tibble's here on
complaining.
all
Oink.
fours, just happy to be there.
Considering it's
Tim doesn't
Snow, I
even
think it
realize
might be
what's
the.
going on.
Considering it's Snow, it might be the bureaucrat episode.
Yeah, Bill.
Ah.
That's okay. Wolven don't understand money.
I was actually gonna say you don't know the difference between a silver and a platinum.
Inferior
That's
metals.
actually happened.
Yeah, Temple's paid like 16 platinum for 16 worth of silver things.
One of them is an excellent conductor against, or an excellent
Shut up,
insulator
Noel!
against.
Shells!
But no, that actually, if I recall, that did happen. Timber accidentally paid with platinum instead of silver, and the merchant, upon realizing what had happened, immediately packed up and GTFO'd.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he's gonna be back and he's gonna be pissed. I should leave.
That guy's very big. Once his friends who actually know what money is tells him what happens.
I mean, Snow wants to chug this beer right now, but he also knows what happened last time when he drank the holy water. And he doesn't want to get obliterated just yet.
Coward.
Well, we got to deal with some cultists. You know, he has
Wait
to
a
be in
minute.
some...
Timber, did you just call somebody a coward for only drinking at the Imperial Standard rate?
He didn't drink it all.
Look, the last time I drank the Dionysus stuff, I don't really remember that much of that night.
It can't be
Yeah,
that
sounds about
bad.
right.
What's one drink? Oh my Kaiserin. Oh no, one drink. Whoop-de freaking do.
Snow immediately looks over at Orchid. Do you have
Is
any
Orchid
more of
back
that?
yet? Remember, Orchid ran off to get those 2 baubles, so is he back yet?
I'd say he could get back around now. He's just doing a slight whistle to himself.
Do you have any more of that holy water?
The Dionysian Ale, specifically.
Oh well, Dionysian holy water. That's a lot harder to get in contact with them in order to get. Dionysian ale. That's a lot easier.
Well,
So the answer is not on hand, but I could get some.
Well, see, Timber, the Jägermeister just implied that he can handle it just fine. And I kind of wouldn't mind seeing the wind taken out of his sails.
I have no sails. The Kazooin's boats are propelled by steam or something.
To take the steam out of your engine.
Impossible! The Kazooin's engines are always 100% awesome.
see what I'm-
Anyway, I went ahead and grabbed
Yeah,
the baubles.
But you do see what I'm working with here, right, Orchid?
Well, yeah, but that's not my problem. That's your problem.
No, but it's
He's
gonna be
lawful. He is lawful stupid.
but it would be amusing to see what happens. Just preferably not near the town, because I feel like he'd be destructive.
I am
Yeah,
always
there's-
destructive.
You know what?
Anyway, I have
Only to the enemies of the
baubles.
Imperium, of course.
Yeah, Snow, you just gave me an idea. Put a pin in that. Magical items.
Yes, right here I have a Ring of Arcane Signets, and over here I have an Aegis of Recovery.
I'm gonna need OOC descriptions of what those do.
Okay, so the Ring of Arcane Signets, what it does is, you're able to, you basically, when you put it on, you're able to have it adopt any shape that you want. And then, while you have it on, it always has that shape. And what you do is, as a standard action, you can touch the ring to any object as if you're using Arcane Mark, simply by just pressing, the ring against it. And then you may choose the color and other cosmetic features of the image each time you use the ring. And it will stay there unless removed by something like Dispel Magic or Erase.
So, it's basically a very fancy stamp.
It's a
Yes.
copy ring.
Yeah, it's a ring of, basically a signet ring, but it's arcane in nature and cannot be, unless someone else has another ring of arcane signets and knows the exact features of the ring in which you're using for a Ring of Arcane Signets, it can't be copied.
Wait, okay, so is it copying items to the ring or copying a symbol from the ring to the objects it touches?
Ring to object.
Okay, so yeah, it is a glorified stamp.
Yeah, but it's magical in nature.
And the other item?
Other item. It gives you a +2 resistance bonus on all saving throws made to recover from continuous effects, such as ongoing poisons, daily saving throws against a disease, if there's an ongoing spell against you. It does not help against initial saves, but it does help on all the subsequent ones. And if you were to ever drop below 0 HP, it automatically heals you for 2d8 plus 3 points of damage and then crumbles into dust.
Okay, that recovery ring, I actually feel like we could definitely make use of that, specifically for Timber's condition. As for your postal worker stamp here, I don't really see a use case for that in our line of work, honestly.
Unless you want to, copy those insignias that I gave to assaulting someone.
Well, we can use mundane means for those.
Or you could just use it to stamp walls as a trail marker for those who know what it is.
If I needed to make trail markers, there are a dozen other things I could use that aren't as expensive as magical items.
Though I could go around putting up Imperial propaganda.
Okay, there's this principle they teach you in engineering called "keep it simple, stupid." This ring is a perfect example of somebody over-engineering a solution to a problem.
Impossible.
So what kind of price would there be on the recovery ring?
Just so you know, it's an amulet.
Oh, amulet. Sorry, I thought they were both rings.
Nope. One's an amulet, one's a ring.
Since it's
All
an
right.
amulet, would it be able to fit on Timber?
If it's a
No, it has
magical item, it should fit.
Yeah, it's a magical item, so it'll
Yeah,
just
magical
fit.
items resize.
Well, with
Would-
how many times I go down, they'll bail me out of jail once and then gone.
That's not the part I was concerned about.
Your curse.
It
If it
might
gives
buy me
you-
some time.
Yeah, basically, because how bad is the curse currently affecting? Is it actually hitting your stats yet?
It's getting close to.
Exactly. Once it hits that threshold, we have the amulet.
Anyways, do you want just him to list a price, or do you want to try and figure out how much it's worth?
Well, I'll be appraising and asking him. That way I can get an idea whether or not he's upselling.
All right.
Oh. You know what? I might need fortune later, and I've already used. Oh, no, it's a new day, isn't it?
It's a new
Yep.
day.
All right, burn in a point of fortune to re-roll that. Where is it? Not bluff. Praise.
Remember, say for the Kazorn. Oh no.
I was thinking it.
All right. Orchid would give a price of $1,750, and you know that the market rate of these things would be $1,500.
So, did you get this direct from manufacturer, or did you pick it up somewhere?
Well, like I said, there was someone who came through town a couple days ago.
Okay, so you did pay retail for it. Just wondering why it is you're marking the price up.
Well, I mean, also things rarely go for exact market price when you're buying them from, someone who doesn't specifically run a shop on the thing.
True, and they also rarely go for market price when you're selling to a really good client.
Tim was rolling to see if he understands this. I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
No. Now, really good clients are those who actually show up on the regular and patronize whatever it is that they are purchasing. Does this mean that you're going to be a more steady fixture around here?
Definitely going to be wanting to check in every so often to make sure the Imperium isn't, I have it on good authority that we're delicious, and if the Wolven figure that out, then, there might need to be another change in management.
Well, so long as you're going to be around here more often, 1600.
I can work with that, I guess. Since my share of the bounty wasn't divvied out yet, that would have to come off the party sheet. Where is the party sheet? There's the party sheet. Was the bounty was never added to the party sheet?
No, because I put it in the Ascent to Ascent chat itself.
Oh.
Tim was just laying there, just happy to be part of this.
It was divided 7 ways, right?
I am not sure how we divided it.
Yes, the twins already took their portions.
Evenish between everybody?
So it's been a couple weeks since the last session, so there's a lot of chat log here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let you know. You each got 1696.
Here it is. I found the it was a pinned message. So total was 11,875.
Yep, but that's before split.
The share was, oh, what a coincidence, the same price as the amulet.
A
I'm sure
a little bit more, but
I'm sure
I'll
that
be
at
back in
no
a
point
couple
in
of
time,
minutes. Go ahead and keep going.
I'm sure that at no point in time factored into how much he was charging for that item.
well, I mean, the standard price is 1500.
Well, Rose, if you're worried about the Wolven eating you, at least I put somebody here who can break really good bread.
This is true. But, Timber, that Jägermeister, that is something that I am concerned about.
Well, just tell him to follow the rules.
Enslavement first.
It's pretty quite simple. You do what you're told, and nothing bad happens.
Alright, for the time being, Rose will be taking that amulet for herself, though. And, once again, my personal wealth kind of ended up leveling out. I got a lot of money and then immediately spent it.
It's okay. So did Temple. You're about as economically literate as Temple. Let that sink in.
Yeah, see, I make investments, he throws his money away.
I made investments. I tried to make sure your people didn't get turned into chow by making the best bread.
Well, that wasn't a money investment, that was a people investment. There's a difference.
No, Temple made sure to throw money at Vesk so he can get his bakery started.
Oh, right, that is where Timber's share went. I
Yeah,
completely forgot that's where he spent it.
yeah. Suck it, heretic. Suck it. Get dabbed on. For the Kaiserin, motherfucker.
You know,
That's a clip. That's
yeah,
a clip,
no,
hold on.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
here.
this is one of the times where Timber can lord that over you. Fortunately, the item that Snow wants, which is upgrading something of his, is way too darn expensive.
Tim was out here not being selfish, making sure Rose's people safe. Ish.
I'm just listening to the clip. I haven't published it yet. Give me a second.
Link it to me.
There, I'm titling it "Get Dabbed on, Heretic."
That could be a soundbite now.
I mean, could be. That'd be up to Zim. I think I can post it in chat here.
Send it to me. I can do it.
What is that
Here.
URL? Yawning bovine lobster peanut butter jelly time.
Way.
Put it in creator chat and clips in CGF.
Scrolling up. Creator chat and clips. There it is.
For the cartoon motherfucker.
No, Snow would just go to Orchid and... You said that there was a blacksmith that could do upgrades?
There's one that could take commissions, yes.
What would they charge? I need to find the upgrade. It's... The enchant... he's already got a +1 set of hand wraps, but... I believe it's 8,000 gold pieces for another upgrade.
Oof.
Yeah. Level 2 weapons. Well, 8,000 if you don't make it yourself. 4,000 if you were to convince Alexi.
Is that subtracting out the cost of the level 1 enchantment?
That is. Oh, that gets subtracted out?
Yeah. It's the cost of obtaining an item with that amount.
Ooh, so, okay, no, I did not. Okay, so that would be 6,000 or 2,000.
3.
Or sorry, 3. Still, I'm only halfway, so. I need more monies. But thank you for letting me know that. I thought it was just a straight up upgrade.
Nope.
Did not know.
So, like, if you want to buy a +5 item, like +5 weapon, that's going to be 50,000. It's
Good
not.
to know.
It's not per rank. It's just that's the cost of the thing.
Neat. I will keep that in mind for future.
Plus more if it cost. Plus more if you're going for special materials.
Yep. Special materials, special effects.
Well, I can't afford anything, so I'm ready to go.
Nope, there's nothing, unfortunately, that Snow could afford that he wants.
Well, why don't we go investigate that cave?
have nothing better going on today.
Can we take some snacks to go?
I mean, you've got Alexi. He's a snack.
Timbo would just hand him one of his extra fucking Imperial grade showers. That's enough food for like 4 days for you.
I'm surprised
So is-
Alexi zero reaction to that, by the way.
Alexi's not here.
But I didn't think Alexi came with.
Y'all left him on the boat.
Oh, yeah, he's
Well, then
trying to
never
fix
mind.
the boat.
She would have only said that if it was to torment Alexi, so there's no point in saying it if he's not there.
Look, I'm gonna be blood timber. I don't want to eat that thing.
What, is the Kaiser's chowder too good for you?
It's made of people.
You don't know that.
Fair, Rose. You could also be teasing Orchid in that situation.
This is true.
Snow,
But I
is-
feel like Orchid would just say yes and.
Pretty much.
Besides, I eat it my entire life and nothing bad ever happened to me.
Yes, I have standards on what I put in my body.
Oh, I guess the Imperial standard's too much for you. Noted, heretic.
No, it's too little. Look, the imperial standard, for what I can see, at least for the food end of things, you got a shovel to really hit that limbo bar.
You know, Snow, is this really a hill you want to take artillery fire on?
Possibly.
I will make you regret that.
Snow's a monkey, has improved invasion.
And I can deflect missile.
Yeah, Snow has improved evasion. Meanwhile, Timber, he's the ordnance wizard. Real missiles are king.
Magic's for nerds.
Snow doesn't really use magic.
You're still a nerd. Can't believe you don't eat Imperial chow. You're like submortal.
I'm not eating people.
Snow,
I'm
makes
not
you feel
even
any-
people.
Snow, if it makes you feel any better, I do respect that you stick to your convictions. I mean, I see them as foolish and silly, but I do respect them.
You just said your people were apparently tasty.
Well, yes. Okay, look. I can't gloat to I mean, I can gloat to corpses, but they don't understand the gloating if they're dead.
But that means I don't want to eat people.
Yes. But see, for me, I have my personal reasons because I like to lord my successes over the people that tormented my kittenhood. In your case, it's a morality thing.
The Kaiser would never feed me anything bad. That would make my combat effectiveness less.
Never said that it wasn't nutritious, it was just a matter of where it comes from.
It came from the Kaiser and it's the best.
Snow's eyes just like he's just shooting daggers at that can, and you're now making you've now just issued a challenge to him. He will not say anything more than that. Or he won't even say that he's accepted some kind of challenge.
It's enough nutrition to keep the wolven invading every nation on these plains. It's the best food. Because only the Kaiser would give us the best thing she can give us.
And I'm sure at this point in the group that all you can see is just Snow grin. Because now he's now coming up with all the ways to make Timber eat those words.
One moment.
Metaphorically and possibly literally.
Yeah, is a 25 enough to notice that Snow just schemed?
That might be sense motive.
Oh, yeah, that would be sense motive, wouldn't it?
Oh, Snow is terrible at bluffing.
Tim was too prideful to give a crap.
It's not alphabet soup in the cans.
Yeah, I don't even think Snow could beat that. Yeah, no, he couldn't even beat that even if he rolled.
Well,
Who
no,
would've
it's
thought-
not. It's not alphabet soup. It's alpha bits soup. It's all the people who thought they were alpha.
Yeah, no, Snow couldn't even beat that even if he rolled a nat 20. Monks aren't good.
Oh, I think he's just died.
Imperial victory.
Wait, I died? What?
Yeah, there you go. Your microphone cut out.
Doing that for every now and then. Weird. But no, monks are really, really bad at bluffing.
I mean, look how big and strong I am. I didn't get this big and strong not eating Kaiser Chow.
May I invoke Rule of Funny?
Potentially.
What are the odds that Alexei just wanders in now? Looking for lunch.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Come on, Roger Rabbit.
Although I will say it's getting late and it's probably about time to call it.
Yeah. Us getting packed up and then heading out to the cave would be a good way to start the next session.
Yep, so that's probably what we will do.
Alright, see everybody next month.
Yep, see you next year.
No. Next week.
Well,
No,
yeah.
not next week, because
Look at what day of the month it is. Next Sunday is going to be next month.
Yeah.
What do you think that I was implying?
Do
The
not.
Sunday course. The Sunday course.
Do not invoke the gods of random chance.
Well, you know, if you're a loyalist, you won't have to worry about that. But no, you love chaos and freedom of choice, so you get the Sunday course.
But so do you.
No,
yeah,
I don't.
but his religion is suffering.
Yes,
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
I get to suffer the fact that you're a heretic.
I just get really
Timber
drunk.
bad luck. Giving Timber bad luck is a perfect example of trying to torture a masochist.
Well, if you give them bad
I
luck,
dissolve this because my people tried to resist the Kaiser. And
see if he had bad luck, would that actually be good luck?
yes,
I see where you're going with that, and don't. He's much like Wheatley. He's too dumb to fall prey to a logical fallacy or to a direct contradiction.
I'm not
Paradox, that's the
dumb.
word.
I have the imperial truth, which is base and great pilled.
Yeah, see, he's immune to paradoxes for the same reason that Wheatley is.
We're gonna test that.
pretty sure I've heard that one before.
You will be broken upon the imperial standard because you are a heretic and you
just
will
so
always come short.
The way you hurt Timber the most is to say, "It's okay, Timber. You're forgiven."
Yeah, you're right. Timber is a good boy.
Yeah,
I'm
All-
only
all-
good when I'm dead.
all the pets for Timber.
Not. You don't have petting rights.
Only Gar is allowed to do that. And Gar earned it.
Well, that's because he's a good Yeen.
Well, at least I wasn't in the tavern for the food competition. If nobody's gonna eat that, yoink.
Yoink.
Yeah,
But I
see,
mean-
Gaul eats it, weirdos.
But Gar has already announced he has no problem of eating people that have already expired.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know you were vegan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Rose did make sure to clarify to Snow and Alexi about him not having any reservations.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at me. I don't eat people. That's why I'm so small and heretical.
Let's have a race, Timber.
Race? Why? So you can prove that you're better at running away from the enemy than I?
Well, no, he'll stay perfectly out of range and just throw rocks at you until you eventually go unconscious.
We'll leave you to assume that'll work. Any rock you can pick up isn't big enough to cause him brain damage.
No, it's just a D2 or D3 of damage. But eventually,
It has to get through his armor class.
Bold of you to assume that I can't make you kneel.
Snow will stay exactly 75 feet away from you at all times.
As fun and interesting as this would be to watch, I do think we need to start wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
Zim here.
Coward. Just proof that you cannot face me.
He is at 75 feet.
I guess we don't have the Zim here.
Oh, a note for next session. The things that Rose was supposed to do while dead, she wasn't able to do her checklist because of, running into Sycamore on his own little island. She does still need to talk to Hades about, Hypnosis' son being incognito, and, needs to drop the hint for, what's-his-face? The guy who's now a mummy.
Alrighty.
So you need
She's
to
going-
be cubed again to be able to see him?
Preferably
Yeah,
not.
but she's going to wait until after they deal with the cave, since she can only do that once per day.
You know,
It's kinda
most
nice to
clerics
have your-
pray to their gods.
Well, it's kind of nice to have your get out of the grave free card available when you go into combat.
You know, maybe a commune spell.
No. It means more when you go there in person, you know? You could send an email, or you could actually go to the person's office.
I am not worthy to visit the Kazuan. Nor am I worthy enough to send her an email. I tried once and I got in trouble.
Go to have a meeting with Hades for that, and he's just like, "Ugh, you called a meeting for this? This could have been a prayer."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, cut to the Jade Palace. No, what do you have? What's that in your mouth? Drop it! Drop it!
I guess
Anyone-
I'll see you next week, I guess.
Zim okay?
Well, I guess Zim had to step away for a minute.
Yeah. Weird though, normally he says something. Or puts something in chat.
He did mention.
He did say it.
Oh yeah, well I
Yeah.
just meant like if it was gonna be for like
Yeah.
a while. Because I thought he would just be back a tiny bit, but it's been a while.
So sorry about that, everybody.
It's been 84 years.
It's
I think we're-
okay. Everyone's gone, but Temple was replaced with Temple Junior.
Had to take an important phone call, sorry.
Ah,
I'm
time to wrap up.
guessing... Yeah, okay.
we just did a bit of goofing off, and now we're ready to wrap up. A note for next Sunday, Zim. I will probably need a reminder. Rose does want to talk to the twins about the whole cube thing.
Noted. We'll have that conversation in a month.
Yep.
Alright, thank you everybody for joining us today for Ascent to Ascend a Pathfinder. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around. As well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or subscribing to us on YouTube as well as stream loots. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow.